After a series split between the Sasquatch and the Spuds over the last 4 games, the Sasquatch now welcome the Fremont Mood. 2 teams fighting for a playoff spot, and the first of 3 games between these 2 teams is coming up here tonight. Hello, everyone, and welcome inside the press box here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. I'm Ari Wall. Well, Sasquatch and the Moo, it's right in front of them. 3 more games to finish out the regular season, and it's against each other. 2 teams fighting for a playoff spot. The 2 of them and the Hastings Sodbusters will be fighting for that last spot in the playoffs, and here's how it all shakes down for the Sasquatch to finish out the season. The Sasquatch win 2 out of these final 3 games. They will eliminate the Fremont Moo, but if the Sodbusters win all 3 against the Prospects, then the Sasquatch would have to win all 3 to ensure that they can defeat the Sodbusters and eliminate them as well. All 3 of these teams hoping that they can get a chance against the Casper Spuds in the ILB Championship Series. Now for the Sasquatch, they've only faced the Moo 1 time, and it was on the road out in Fremont, where the Sasquatch took 3 out of 4. And we'll take a look here in our off-the-wall stats of how these 2 teams have matched up over the course of the summer with a side-by-side team comparison. And there you see the records, obviously very close, both teams in the playoff hunt. The big difference is the average for the Sasquatch and the runs per game. The Sasquatch a much better offense. They hit more home runs, but the Moo do have better pitching, and of course that'll be something to look out for here to finish out the regular season for the Sasquatch, as Cade Bleeker is done for the summer. Cole Krieber is as well. Sasquatch will be missing some arms down the stretch, and they're going to have to hope for some guys to step up to give them a chance to finish off this regular season strong and get a shot in the playoffs. Well, when we come back, lineups, first pitch, and baseball, as it's the Sasquatch and the Moo, the first of 3 games to finish out the regular season, and it's all coming up here on Friday night. Stick around. Sasquatch and Moo getting set for a huge 3-game series to finish off the regular season, and we'll take a look here at how the Moo will line up to begin this 3-game set. It'll be Josh Blount, the right fielder, to lead things off. Jack Tarosian bats second. Cooper Fuccino's the DH, and he bats third. Chase Sintek is the shortstop. He bats fourth. Bridger Coleman, the catcher, fifth. Parker Mooney, the first baseman, bats sixth. Caden Anderson bats seventh. Isaac Bonner, eighth. And then Miles Meadows, he'll round out the order, and he is batting ninth. This is a Moo team that doesn't score a lot of runs this summer. Their .252 team batting average is worst in the ILB, and they'll be going up against the Sasquatch, who have the best team batting average in the ILB. But before we get to the batting average and taking a look at the Sasquatch offense, let's start by introducing you to the Sasquatch starting pitcher today. It's a guy who does both pitch and hit. Today he's on the mound, and it is Jordan Bowman who will get the ball. We'll take a look at his numbers. 35 2/3 innings pitched for Bowman this summer, 4.79 ERA, a 1.60 whip, and he'll try to rebound from a start a couple nights ago. He's pitching on just 3 days rest. He pitched on July 22nd against the Casper Spuds in game 1 of that 4-game series. Went 4 innings, gave up 6 runs, all of them earned. So over his last 2 outings, he has given up 9 runs, and 8 of them have been earned. His ERA has jumped up from 3.76 to 4.79 in that 2-stretch span. And he'll get the ball today to try to secure the first game of this 3-game series. Every game so crucial, and of course we'll keep tabs on what's going on out in Hastings as well, with the Sodbusters in action against the Nebraska Prospects. Left-handed hitting right fielder Josh Blount digs in. The right-hander Jordan Bowman's first pitch of the ball game is strike one, and we are underway. About 86 degrees here at the ballpark. The sun has peeked through for about the first time today. And a beautiful day for baseball here on Friday afternoon between the Sasquatch and the Moo. Pitch high, 1 ball and a strike to the leadoff man, Josh Blount. Blount's put together a good summer. 25 games played for Blount this year. He's batting over 300 at .310. This is a Moo lineup. Does not hit a whole lot this summer. So this pitch goes inside. 2-1 the count. Look at the numbers for him on the year. He's got 27 hits, 7 of them extra base hits, 10 RBIs, and 19 runs scored. He is a speed threat as well. 7 of 7 on stolen bases if he can get on base. 3 balls and a strike. The count to Blount. You look at this Fremont Moo team. Got Cooper Fuccino, which will bat third in this inning. Blount. Those are the only 2 guys batting over 300 with more than 10 games played this summer. This is in the air, right center field. Green going back from center. He's headed towards the track, and he'll make the catch. Josh Blount hit it well, but it winds up in the glove of Green for the first out. Let's take a look at the defense behind Jordan Bowman today. The outfields, Patrick Rakes is in left, Ben Green's in center, and Javier Marcial is in right. Infield, third to first, Ryan Bachman, Micah Coleman on the left side, Matthew Gonzalez at second with Kyle Finn at first, and Nolan Ackerman is doing the catching of Jordan Bowman. So 1 away, and here is Jack Tarosian. First pitch misses to Tarosian. A couple guys batting just under 300, and Tarosian is one of those. Doesn't have a whole lot of games played. Joined the team in July. So he hits this one well out to right center field. That's going to get down and split the gap. Javier Marcial cuts it off from right field. He'll throw it into the infield, but getting to second base standing up is Jack Tarosian. 1-out double for the left fielder, and an early base runner for the Moo in the first. Tarosian enters today, .295 batting average, so a couple more hits today, and he could get back to that 300 mark. A late addition to the team, and now here's a guy who's been here all summer, leads the team in games played, Cooper Fuccino. Arguably the Moo's best hitter. Looks at a first pitch for ball 1. Fuccino leads the team in games played at 40 plate appearances, 174 at-bats, 146. Leads the team in hits, home runs, RBIs. Tied for second in runs scored. It's grounded towards first. Finn bobbles it for a moment, but he'll step on the bag to get Fuccino for out number 2. Moving to third is Tarosian. Take a look at the key to the game for the Sasquatch. It's the final countdown with a little bit of Europe Sasquatch counting down the days to the end of the regular season. They've got this and 2 more games left, and every game massive for both the Sasquatch, the Moo, and the Hastings Sodbusters, who are in action at home against the Prospects. First pitch to Chase Syntac is outside, ball 1. Speaking of Europe a little bit with the final countdown, hope you got a chance to watch some of the opening ceremonies out in Paris. Today, the opening ceremonies. Syntac, the shortstop and cleanup hitter, takes high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another guy batting just under 300 this year. This will be game played number 12 for Syntac. Enters today in 11 games played, a .298 batting average. Does have a home run as well. 1 of 2 extra base hits, 14 total hits on the summer. And Bowman falls behind Syntac 3-0. Catcher Bridger Coleman due up next. 14 RBIs for Syntac on the year. Looking to pick up number 15 and get the Moo on the board first. Taking the whole way on 3-0. He looks at strike 1. Sasquatch are a much better team when they score first this year. Hoping that Jordan Bowman can put up a shutdown first inning. Failed to shut down the Spuds in the top of the first inning in his start a couple days ago. Fastball just off the edge. A walk to Syntac will put runners on the corners with still 2 outs. And it'll be Bridger Coleman who comes to the plate. Coleman, the catcher, another guy just under that 300 mark, as close as you can get. Enters today at a .299 batting average. Good breaking ball, but it misses just inside, ball 1. We compared these 2 teams in the off-the-wall stats in the open. .252 team batting average for the Moo compared to a Sasquatch team batting average over 300 at .328. Sasquatch the best team batting average. The Moo the worst among the teams eligible for the playoffs, not counting travel-only teams. Swing and a miss from Coleman. Ball and a strike. It's another good crowd here at the ballpark, and it'll probably continue to trickle in as it is fireworks night here at the ballpark. There'll be a fireworks show for the fans here at the stadium. Of course, the Sasquatch hoping that they can enjoy that fireworks show after recording a win as opposed to a loss, which would make things really tough for them over the final 2 games. 2-1. Bowman went back to that fastball. You see a fastball and a good breaking ball from Bowman. Grounded, and that ball is a fair ball over top of third. Bowman didn't like it. He thought it was foul. Scoring easily is Terosian. Here comes Syntac all the way from first, and he's going to score. It's a 2-run RBI double for Bridger Coleman just inside the third base bag. And the Moo have an early 2-0 lead. Well, of course, the fans here disagree. Jordan Bowman disagrees. But regardless of whether he agrees or not, ball ruled fair. It's a 2-run double. And the Fremont Moo strike first against Jordan Bowman. 2 runs in the top half of the first inning. Off the bat of Bridger Coleman. RBIs number 24 and 25 on the year for the catcher. Here comes the first baseman, Parker Mooney. Mooney looks at strike 1 from Bowman. Sasquatch need length in a big way from Jordan Bowman as the bullpen is heavily depleted over these last few games. They've lost quite a few arms, some to injury, some simply no longer throwing the rest of the way, and a lot of guys as well, because of the fact that they need length, are going above 40 pitches when they're out there, causing them to be shut down for the next usually 2 games. The Sasquatch have very few guys available in the pen today. Mooney hits it well to center, going back on its green. He's still back. He's headed towards the track, and it's over his head and up against the wall. Scoring from second is Coleman, and that's an RBI double for Parker Mooney. and a 3 spot for the Moo in the top of the first inning as they get to Jordan Bowman early. This will make things tough for Justice Scott, the head coach of the Sasquatch, for how he's going to try to navigate the rest of this ball game. As already 3 runs on the board against Jordan Bowman here in the first inning. 7th guy to come to the plate is Caden Anderson. He takes strike 1. The second baseman, Anderson, trying to continue a good first inning for the Moo. Anderson limited at-bats this year. This will only be game number 9 for him, but over the first 8 games he's played, he's batting .333. Swing and a miss, 0-2. The Sasquatch offense is more than capable of putting up a lot of runs and doing so in a hurry. Arguably the best offense in the league, behind only the Casper Spuds in some categories. So they can put up north of 10 runs a game. They've done it many times. Looking for out number 3 in the first. Fouled away. Sasquatch have scored 10 or more runs 20 times this year. So you figure a mark for this pitching staff is to try to get under 10, but it would be even better if they can get 7 or fewer. They're 20-4 in games where their starter, or their bullpen I should say, gives up just 7 or less runs. Good 2-strike battle from Anderson as he's fouled off a second straight pitch to stay alive. Another 0-2 will come for Bowman. It'll be pitch number 26 of this first inning. That one just off the face, or missed the face of Caden Anderson. As he ducks out of the way. Count a ball and 2 strikes. In the air, left center field, long run for Green. He's headed towards the warning track. He's not going to get it. It's over his head. Scoring from second is Mooney. And another Moo hitter will swap places at second base as Caden Anderson doubles home Parker Mooney. 3 straight doubles for Fremont hitters and 4 runs in this top of the first inning against Sasquatch starter Jordan Bowman. Mooney scores the 4th run of the frame. Nolan Ackerman will talk with Bowman briefly before facing Isaac Bonner, the 8th spot in the order. Well, judging by this first inning, you wouldn't know that the Fremont Moo offense has struggled to score this summer. Hitting the ball over the head of Ben Green out in center field, hitting it close to 400 feet. That's how far it is to dead center. 330s down the line, perfectly symmetrical ballpark. Isaac Bonner digs in. The numbers for him, he struggled at the plate. Only a .231 batting average in 37 games played. On base percentage at .314. 2-0. Bonner, despite the low batting average, 31 hits on the year and 10 of them for extra base hits. .2-0 is fouled away. Exactly the start that the Moo were hoping for, as they've gotten to Jordan Bowman early before they'll roll out their starter Logan Anderson. At the bottom of the first inning, he'll already get an early lead and a decent cushion. Again, late on the fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 4 hits in the inning for the Moo, all of them doubles, all of them to center field. Well, check that, 3 out of 4. Coleman's double just inside the third base line. And a full count to Bonner, the 9th man in the order. Miles Meadows is due up next as the Moo could send up all 9 hitters against Jordan Bowman in the first. And that's outside. A walk to Bonner. Second walk of the inning for Jordan Bowman. He's thrown over 30 pitches in this first inning. And now he'll have to face Miles Meadows, the only man who hasn't seen Bowman yet today. Meadows to the left side. It's going to get underneath the glove of a diving Ryan Bachman and into left field. Being waved home is Anderson, and he will score. RBI single for Meadows. And the Moo have batted all the way around in this first inning. 5 runs, and still threatening for more as they'll turn the lineup over with 2 more guys on base against Jordan Bowman. Here comes Josh Blount for a second time in this inning. He led off this ball game with a flyout. Things were looking decent for Bowman as he got the first out of the game. He's only retired 1 since then. 5 runs already in against Bowman. First pitch is popped up on the left side. It's towards the Moo dugout. Ryan Bachman is headed towards the foul line, and he makes the catch as that ball drifted towards foul territory. Ended up just foul, and Bachman makes the catch to finish off this first inning. Not the way the Sasquatch were hoping it would go. 5 runs for Fremont in the frame, but the Sasquatch offense will have a chance to answer when we come back.
So surprising. So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
Measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
Sasquatch in an early hole. We'll see if they can answer. Here's the starting lineup that they will roll out. Seth Nelson, the DH, will lead off. Ben Green's in center field batting second. Kyle Finn bats third. Ryan Bachman cleans up. Javier Marcial bats fifth. Micah Coleman sixth. Nolan Ackerman seventh. Patrick Rakes bats eighth. And Matthew Gonzalez rounds out the order, and he is batting ninth. That lineup taking on the starter for the Fremont Moo. Logan Anderson will get the ball today. This will be start number 6 on the summer for Anderson in 9 games played, so this will be his 10th. You got to look at the numbers there. 31 2/3, a 1-2 record. ERA just under 4. First pitch to Nelson is in there for a strike. The count 0-1. You look at the starts for Anderson this year. He's allowed at least 2 runs in each of his 5 starts to this point. His last 2 times out, both against the Nebraska Prospects, a combined 6 runs, all of them earned, but also 18 strikeouts. He had 12 strikeouts in 5 2/3 back on July 12th. Good strikeout pitcher, 42 Ks on the year. Has issued 20 walks. Ball and 2 strikes to Nelson, the leadoff hitter. Nelson back in the leadoff spot. Did not play yesterday, but he's been good in that leadoff spot. You look at the numbers for him. Over 300 batting average. One of 9 guys on the Sasquatch batting over 300. As there is the strikeout stuff from Anderson. Sets down Nelson for the first out in the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the Moo defense here today. Tarosian in left, Meadows in center, and Blount in right. Isaac Bonner over at third, Chase Sintek at short. Right side of the infields, Caden Anderson and Parker Mooney. And it is Bridger Coleman doing the catching of Logan Anderson. Strike one on Green. 92-mile-an-hour fastball out of the hands of Anderson, one of the faster we've seen here at this home ballpark. 1-1. Green, an active top of the first inning, had to chase a lot of balls over his head as the Moo hit a couple of doubles up against the fence in straightaway center fields. Over the head of a speedy Ben Green. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Green, a really good summer. This is game played number 30 for Green this year. In 29 games, .370 batting average, OPS 1.046, 3 home runs, which is tied for second most on the team. He's reached base in every game he's played in. His pitch is outside, 2-2. In 29 games played, 14 of them multi-hit games. And he's hit safely in 7 of his last 8 coming into today. 3-2, a full count on Green. Fouled away. In the series against the Spuds, the Sasquatch did a really good job with 2 strikes, working good at-bats, and took advantage of mistakes from Casper pitching, especially in the middle 2 games of that series, the 2 games that they won. But even in the games they lost, had good at-bats at the plate, as Green looks at a fastball low. Ball 4 to Green, continue that stretch of reaching base in every game, as he's aboard with 1 away. Here comes the first baseman, Kyle Finn. And Finn, you could argue he is the Sasquatch's hottest hitter at this point. It's a quick pickoff move towards first. That's going to get away from the first baseman, Mooney, and Green is going to round second and head for third. The throw from Mooney all the way to third is not in time. It's going to get by Bonner, but he's going to stay put at third. It goes into the dugout, and Ben Green is going to come all the way around to score the first run of the ball game for the Sasquatch. Couple of errors on the play. There's no name for that. You get a Little League home run if you hit the ball in play and something like that happens, but he comes all the way around on a failed pickoff attempt over at first base. See how many errors there are on that play. There's going to be 2. An E1 and an E3. Allow Ben Green to come around to score, and now the base is empty, but a 5-1 ball game for Kyle Finn. First pitch he sees in the at-bat, swings and misses, strike 1. To go back to the point on Finn, arguably the Sasquatch's hottest hitter, he's been very consistent all year long, basically batting above 300 ever since he started this year and got to that 300 mark. 355 batting average on the year entering today, but in the month of July, he's batting .393, a home run, 14 RBIs, and 17 runs scored in the month of July. He's hit safely in 26 of 35 games. So he hits this one in the air to right field, headed towards the foul line, and it's going to get foul and past the diving Blount, who crashes into the wooden boards along the right field line. There's not a lot of foul line territory as you get closer to the foul line, or as you get closer to the foul pole, I should say. Ran out of room and couldn't make the play. Count, no balls and 2 strikes on Kyle Finn. Anderson's pitch is grounded towards short, and it's going to get past Sintek into left field. A 1-out single for Kyle Finn. And he is aboard for the cleanup hitter, Ryan Bachman. Well, Bachman, the fourth-year man for the Sasquatch, back for a fourth summer here in 2024. At the top of the Sasquatch list in career numbers in many offensive categories as he checks in on Kyle Finn. This time the ball is caught by Mooney, and so we won't see action on the base packs. He'll come home to Bachman, and it's ripped into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit, falling in front of Tarosian. Back-to-back singles by Finn and Bachman, and the Sasquatch looking to answer back from that big spot put up by the Moo, threatening with 2 on and 1 out. With the fifth man in the order, Javier Marcial, the right fielder, coming to the plate. Well, obviously, this game's only in the first inning. There's a long way to go. 5 runs in the top of the first inning certainly can change the landscape of a ball game, but right now the Sasquatch aren't letting it change their approach at the plate. They've come out swinging against Logan Anderson and threatening to chip away at this Fremont lead as they've put 2 on with 1 out for Javier Marcial. And similarly to Kyle Finn, this is a bat that's been very good over his last 10 or so games, really in the month of July in general. Javier Marcial has been much better. He's raised his season batting average all the way up to .275 on the year. Fouled away, no balls and 2 strikes. Well, here's how good Marcial has been. He was 0 for 19 to start the summer. Didn't get a hit in May. Since that point, in June he batted .341, and in July he's batted .316. He's reached base safely in 11 straight games. 4 extra base hits in that span, and he's batting .341 over his last 11. This is off the hands, and that's a hit by pitch for Marcial. Make it 12 straight games that Marcial has reached. And the bases are loaded for the shortstop, Micah Coleman. And this offensive lineup is just relentless for the Sasquatch. Mentioned there's 9 guys on the team batting over .300 with a minimum of 20 games played, and you're seeing 7 of those guys in the order today. Only Matthew Gonzalez and Javier Marcial are batting under .300 in the lineup. And Micah Coleman is almost batting .400. He's batting .394 now in 28 games played. Got player of the game last night for his 3-hit effort. 2-0 to Coleman. Over the past 4 games in the series against the Spuds, where he started every game at shortstop, he was 8 for 17 in that series. Drove in 5 runs and scored 5 runs. That's in there for a strike, 2-1. Coleman's a good guy to have up at the plate as well. He's batting .394 on the year, but his batting average with runners in scoring position is right in that mark. He's batting .400 with runners in scoring position. 3 balls and a strike with nowhere to put him. Nolan Ackerman, the catcher, is on deck. 27 runs batted in for Coleman in 28 games played. On a 3-1. He fouls it off, a full count. So Bowman had to work a long top of the first inning. He faced 10 Moo hitters and threw 35 pitches. At least he'll have some time to rest after this bottom of the first inning, as Logan Anderson has labored through the first. A full count with 1 out. And that's in the dirt. Ball 4 to Coleman. An RBI walk for Micah Coleman brings home Kyle Finn. And the Sasquatch have scored their 2nd run in the inning and make it a 5-2 ball game. Mound visit for the Moo. The bases will be loaded, and Nolan Ackerman will be due up next. Things can change in a hurry. It looked like after the top of the first inning, the Sasquatch had no momentum, but this is how the Sasquatch have played all year long. They're never out of a ball game. They've always found their ways to come back late in ball games and make it interesting, even if they can't come all the way back to win it. they always find a way to chip away at games late in the ball game. And I talked with head coach Justice Scott several times throughout the season about that identity, and that's not something that he has really instilled in the team. That's just something that they do, is they never give up on a ball game. They always are in it, think they have a chance. They never just roll over and let the opponent take the win, especially in a game like this, a game where realistically they have to win, not mathematically at this point, but mindset-wise, they really have to win this game. A first pitch strike to Nolan Ackerman. The lineup relentless for Moo pitching, as Nolan Ackerman's a guy who doesn't have the 20 games played, but in 14 of them, he's batting .491 on the summer. Bounced in the dirt. This is headed towards the Sasquatch dugout, and that'll bring home Bachman. A wild pitch scores another for the Sasquatch. Marcial moves to third, Coleman to second, and the Sasquatch have 3 runs in the inning. As Anderson's pitch got away from Coleman behind the plate. That one was headed towards the Sasquatch dugout, and there's a lip at both teams' dugouts, so the ball can't really roll into the dugout unless it bounces over top that lip. If there was no lip there, that probably does roll into the dugout. Instead, it ricocheted off of that wall that's only a couple inches tall. Count a ball and a strike to the catcher Ackerman. With 2 on and still just 1 out against Logan Anderson. 1-1, swing and a miss. 1-2. Ackerman, this is year number 2 for him this go around with the Sasquatch. Last year in 11 games played, he batted .448. This year in 14, he's batted .491. 1-2's off the corner, an even count. 2 home runs on the year as well for Ackerman. To go along with 21 RBIs, the Sasquatch as a team have hit 33 home runs this year. That is most in the ILB. 2-2, chopped weakly foul, and Ackerman stays alive. That was pitch number 30 in the inning for Logan Anderson. Looking to get the second out against the 7th guy to come to the plate. The 2-2. Fouled away. Check swing from Ackerman, but he gets the bat to it and spoils the high fastball. So Ackerman in 14 games played, of course, the high batting average. He has hit safely in each of those games, and 9 multi-hit games in 14 total games. Just an amazing summer. And it might continue as he hits one out to right center field. It's going to be a long run from Blount, and he is able to make the catch. That retires Ackerman. Coleman might have left early as he gets back to second base. Scoring on the sac fly is Javier Marcial. And the Sasquatch cut it to just a 1-run ball game. They've put up 4 in the first and make it 5-4. That ball looked like it might have found grass out there in the outfield, but a good defensive play by Josh Blount in right field. Coleman does not tag up to third as he might have thought that ball was dropped. And here comes Patrick Rakes, who looks at ball 1. Left-handed hitting left fielder Patrick Rakes. He's been a consistent bat in the Sasquatch lineup. Didn't play very much in this series against the Spuds. Micah Wallett played the final 2 games of that series. He's fallen behind 2-0 here. The numbers for Rakes on the year: 33 games played, another one of the guys batting over 300 at 325. 1 home run on the year, 28 runs batted in. He's been a little bit colder in July, batting just 250. Popped up right center field. Going back on it's the second baseman Anderson, and he will make the catch. Sasquatch send up 8 to the plate. In the bottom of the first inning, they score 4 runs. And after 1 inning of play, the Moo lead it 5-4.
To Spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota, you'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
So they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Jack Teresian leads off here in the second inning. Second spot in the order, so 2-3-4 to come to the plate for the Moo as they sent 10 guys to the plate against Jordan Bowman in the first inning. Teresian, Fucino, and Sintek. In the air, left field, back on it goes Rakes, headed towards the track, and it's going to get over his head and one hop the wall and come back towards the infields. Teresian will stop at second. Another double for the Fremont Moo as they burn another Sasquatch outfielder playing too far shallow. Teresian has 2 doubles today. And the Moo pick up right where they left off in the first inning when they scored 5 runs on 5 hits. They've got a leadoff double from Teresian, a runner in scoring position for Cooper Fucino. First pitch to Fucino is high, ball 1. Fucino grounded out to first in his first at-bat as Jordan Bowman was able to retire 2 of the first 3 batters in the frame, but things got bad after that. The 1-0 pitch misses high, 2-0. Out in Hastings after 3 innings of play, the Sodbusters lead the Prospects 3-1 the score. Brendan Wabick is on the mound for the Sodbusters in that ball game. He's gone 3 innings, holding the Prospects to just 1 run. Sodbusters have tacked on 3 through the first 3. Both of these teams playing here today, the Sasquatch and the Moo. We'll be interested to see the final results of that game. Bowman has fallen behind Fucino 3-0. Finds the zone there, 3-1. So only Miles Meadows' RBI single in the first inning. That's the only non-extra base hit, the only non-double that Fremont has had. 5 doubles and 1 single against Bowman here today. Full count to Fucino. This is the bat you circle in the Fremont lineup as the guy that realistically want to be careful with. 329 batting average for Fucino, 40 games played for the DH. This is a drop third strike. The throw to third is not in time. Check that, ball 4. And they're going to get Teresian over at third, trying to advance. Fucino walks, but Teresian is out, trying to advance at third base, and that's a big first out for Jordan Bowman as another nice defensive play by Nolan Ackerman, who's arguably the Sasquatch's best defensive catcher. Catches runners stealing on the base paths, and he also calls a good game and frames pitches well. Does everything you could ask out of a catcher, of course, with the ability to hit tacked on top of that. As Teresian got aggressive, trying to swipe third on a wild pitch, and Ackerman guns him down. So the leadoff double erased on the base paths, 1 away, Fucino at first, and here comes the shortstop, Chase Sintek. Strike one to Syntek. The count 0-1. Syntek trying to get over 500. He walked, or over 300, I should say. He walked in the first inning, batting .298 coming into today. Throw over on Fucino. Fucino is only 1 of 1 on stolen bases this year. This will get past Finn into right field. Fucino is going to round second and head for third. Syntek will stop at first with a single. As the ball gets away on the infield, now he'll be able to advance to second. As the throw offline from Marcial in right field, he missed the cutoff man. Syntek will get a single and an error in right fields. Will allow Syntek to move into scoring position. And the Moo will have second and third with 1 away. Threatening once again against Jordan Bowman. Still no action in the Sasquatch bullpen. They really need Bowman to settle in at some point and give them some length in this ball game. Is this one going to get past Ackerman and to the screen? That'll be a wild pitch that Fucino is able to come home to score. Syntek heads over to third. Another run in for the Moo. They now lead it 6-4. Bowman's only thrown 46 pitches. Only 23 of them, though, have been strikes. Half of them. He's given up 7 hits and 6 runs. 2-0 to the catcher, Bridger Coleman. Coleman with a 2 RBI double his first time up, just inside the third base line. 3-0. Raised his batting average in real time just over 300. Entered today at 299. On base percentage over 400 on the year for Coleman. That's a 4-pitch walk. Bowman loses the strike zone against Bridger Coleman. Walk number 4 issued by Jordan Bowman. He gave up 2 in the first. He's given up 2 in the second. 2 on with 1 out. And here comes Parker Mooney. Five straight missing the zone for Bowman. Mooney was the second of 3 consecutive doubles in the first inning. Coleman, Mooney, and then Caden Anderson, who's due up next. All doubling off of Jordan Bowman in that first inning. All RBI doubles as well. Throw over to first. Coleman is back in time. Mooney batting just .203 on the year. Driven in now 8 runs after his double in the first inning. Swings and misses. Swinging after 5 straight balls, and he comes up empty. That double was the 4th of the year for Mooney, so he's got 14 hits and 4 of them extra base hits. A guy you can't strike out, though. 20 strikeouts on the year, but he also has walked 19 times. He's shown off a good eye, despite a low batting average. On base entering today was .388. Small lead at first for Coleman. And a swing and a miss, 1-2. The only out in this inning came on Jack Teresian trying to get third on a wild pitch that Ackerman was able to get to and throw over in time to get him at third base. The 1-2. Hit in the air, right fields. Marcial has a good arm. He'll settle under it. Tagging from third will be Syntek. The throw from Marcial is cut off over at first base by Kyle Finn. And it'll be a sac fly for Parker Mooney. 2 more runs in the inning for the Moo. All offense so far today, and it's 7-4 ball game. Staying at first is Bridger Coleman. Now 2 outs in the inning. Here comes the second baseman, Caden Anderson. As mentioned already, the double in the first. He takes ball 1. Anderson played his first game on July 16th, just joined the team. He's only played in the series against Hastings, Nebraska, Bison, played once against the Zap. And now coming against the Sasquatches. This is in the other right field. Marcial is coming on, and he will make the catch. And that'll do it for the top of the second inning. 2 more runs in for the Moo after 4 runs in the bottom of the first by the Sasquatch. All offense here today, a 7-4 game as we head to the bottom of the second.
Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. When you're looking for the latest and greatest games, the Lodge is the place for you, as we are constantly updating our gaming floor with new and exciting games. There's always something fresh and fun at the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort, your home for the newest games. New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
Nine 1-2 for the Sasquatch. It'll begin with Matthew Gonzalez before we go back to the top of the lineup with Seth Nelson and Ben Green. First pitch ball to Matthew Gonzalez. Logan Anderson, 35 pitches in the first inning. Jordan Bowman through 2 has thrown 55 pitches. Probably won't see much more out of Bowman in this ball game. Nobody warming up for the Sasquatch, so they'll try to at least get a third out of him, so it looks. But that could very well be the end of the line for the Sasquatch starter today. Anderson will try to settle in after a shaky bottom of the first inning. 2 balls and a strike to Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a big reason why he's getting playing time is, of course, because of what he does in the field. Very good defensive fielder. Made an error yesterday, but that's a rare occurrence for the usually sure-handed second baseman / shortstop. With Micah Coleman's bat as good as it's been, can't take him out of the lineup, and Ryan Bachman sliding over to third has put Gonzalez at second base. And he's been swinging it a lot better at the plate as well, as he walks to begin the second inning, a leadoff base runner against Anderson. Here comes Seth Nelson. Nelson went down on strikes in the first inning. The only strikeout by either pitcher through 1.5 innings, as Gonzalez is back in at first base. Wasn't even off the bag. Nelson hits it hard out to center. Going back on it is Meadows. He's going to settle under it a couple steps in front of the warning track, and he will make the catch for the first out. Hard hit ball off the bat of Nelson, just off the barrel, and it winds up as the first out. So here comes Ben Green. Green had an eventful bottom of the first inning. He walked, and then that crazy double error on a pickoff throw to first base allowed him to come all the way around to score. He takes strike one, a fastball on the corner. Green with his walk on base in all 30 games he's played in. Had a 16-game hitting streak over the middle part of this season as well. Blooped to the left side, long run for Bonner, and he is not going to get it. That ball will fall in foul territory on the left side. Green got 1 day off in the series against the Spuds, played 3 out of 4. Batting out of the 2 spot in the order, put together a couple good games against the Spuds, couple RBIs and a couple runs scored. Last night's ball game, a 3-hit effort. He was 3 for 5, all singles. Oh, 2. 1 and 2. Fastball is lively out of the hands of Logan Anderson. Mentioned the last couple starts for Anderson, he's been a little bit more shaky. ERA on the season, though, sat in pretty good shape coming into today at 3.98. Green hits it hard to center. Another long run for Meadows, and he is going to get there in time. 2 flyouts to dead center fields. As the Sasquatch are timing up the fastball well and hitting it hard, but haven't been able to find grass in the outfield over the past 2 at-bats. 2 away, with Gonzalez still aboard at first. Runs in every inning for these 2 sides. 5 runs in the first for Fremont, 4 in the bottom for Spearfish, and then 2 runs in the top of the second for the Moo. The Sasquatch trying to answer back as Finn cuts through the fastball, strike 1. Finn, since June 27th, over his last 17 games, is batting .406 in that span, has 2 home runs as well. One of those came against the Spuds. He hits this one hard out to left center field, and that is caught by Tarosian. All 3 outs, very hard flyouts for the Sasquatch. Of course, encouraged by that, but you'd love to see the results. The Sasquatch don't get any. They leave Gonzalez stranded after a leadoff walk, and after 2 innings of play, the Moo lead it 7-4.
Teamwork saves me so much time, I haven't spent a single minute in my back office this week. Teamwork simplifies employee communications, scheduling, tip-outs, and payroll. It even syncs with my POS, so I know my data is accurate. All right, tips are out. In fact, Teamwork has saved me so much time, I was able to take today off to film this.
Cut! Now remember, you really hate that back office.
Sports performance.
We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today, and let's get you to your peak.
Is popped up to the left side, going back on its Bachman. Coleman, the shortstop, will call him off, and right on the foul line, Mike Coleman makes the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out for Jordan Bowman, and that's exactly what the doctor had ordered for Jordan Bowman after laboring through the first 2 innings, and he just 1 pitch to get the first out of the inning. to the 8th hole hitter, Isaac Bonner. Here comes the 9th spot in the order, Miles Meadows. Meadows an RBI single in the first inning. Shows bunt and takes strike one. Bowman, no strikeouts to this point, 4 walks, 7 hits and 7 runs. Grounded up the middle, fielded by Gonzalez. He'll have to hurry, and the throw to first is not going to get Speedy Meadows. That'll be an infield single for Meadows. And the Moo will get another base runner here against Bowman. That's hit number 8 on the day for Fremont hitters. Back to the top of the lineup. Here comes Josh Blount. The right fielder is 0 for 2 today, despite 8 hits for the Moo. Blount is yet to get into the party. A fly out and a pop out on the day. That's on the corner, strike one. Meadows took a couple steps towards second and then shut it down. Sodbusters tacked on a few more runs as well out in Hastings in the bottom of the 4th inning, so they lead it 6-1. That game is now headed into the 5th. Sodbusters have to win and get some help here in this series in order to make the playoffs. Sasquatch have to win 2 to eliminate Fremont, and they'd have to sweep to eliminate the Sodbusters. That is if Hastings wins all 3. If Hastings loses one of their ball games, I'm not sure if they're mathematically eliminated at that point, but it'll be very tough. I believe they are. They have to sweep and get help in order to make the playoffs. A loss puts Hastings out of it. 0-2, that's a balk for Bowman. And that's going to allow Meadows to take second. I don't think he came set. And that balk will put a runner in scoring position. As Bowman a little quick on his delivery. Did not come set. Now here comes the 0-2. To Josh Blount. In the dirt. Ackerman blocks it. Pitch high, 2-2 is the count. Blount 10 RBIs coming into today in 25 games played. Saw the numbers, batting average over 300, 310. On base percentage just under 500, 474. And the 2-2 is bounced in the dirt, a full count. Jack Tarosian, who's already 2 for 2. Out of the 2 spot in the lineup, is due up next. Meadows on second with 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Fremont already on top by 3, threatening again against Jordan Bowman. Pickoff over at second. It's a good throw, and they got him. They pick off Miles Meadows at second base. That was a good move from Jordan Bowman and a perfect throw as he put it right on the money that all Micah Coleman, the shortstop, had to do was make the catch and barely even had to move the glove to apply the tag as Meadows slid right into the hand of Coleman. And now with 1 pitch, Jordan Bowman could face the minimum in the top of the 3rd and put up a 0. And this pitch is in the air to right field. It looks like that's exactly what he'll do as Marcial will make the catch. Jordan Bowman faces the minimum in the top of the 3rd inning. And as we head to the bottom half of the frame, it's still a 3-run ball game.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes. At our clinic locations throughout the region. And at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Here for whatever moves you.
For gaming excitement, it's the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. With new games arriving every month, our selection of slot machines is the freshest in town. You can always find a game with our card tables open 24 hours a day. And parking is free and easy at the Lodge, with the area's largest free parking only steps away from our front door. Enjoy spacious and comfortable gaming at the Lodge at Deadwood, the locals' choice.
So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
Ryan Bachman will lead off, 4-5-6 in the Sasquatch order after a good inning from Jordan Bowman. Now the Sasquatch bats will look to answer against Logan Anderson, who misses on the first pitch. Ball 1 for Anderson through 2 innings, 47 pitches, 4 runs, all of them earned, 2 hits, 3 walks, and a strikeout. Gets Bachman to swing and miss. To even up the count on the cleat-up hitter and third baseman. Sasquatch hoping that a shutdown inning defensively can maybe generate some more offense. They answered back from Fremont's 5 in the first by putting up their 4. Didn't score in the second against Anderson. Bachman hit a single to left field, a hard hit ball. Even though the Sasquatch didn't score in the second inning, all 3 outs they made, Nelson, Green, and Finn, all flew out. Nelson and Green to dead center field off the barrel. Finn to left center field, right off the sweet spot as well. They hit the ball really hard off of Anderson, seemed to time up the fastball in the second at-bats for all of those players, and Ryan Bachman timed it up well his first time up. See if he can do it again. 2-2. Fouled straight back. Despite the fastball sitting in the low 90s, among the faster we've seen from pitchers here at this ballpark in the ILB. Sasquatch seem like they're right on it for the most part. See if Anderson can use that secondary pitch as he works through the lineup a second time. Catch these Sasquatch hitters perhaps off guard. And there it is. He does exactly that, and he strikes out Ryan Bachman for the first out. Sign of a good pitcher there. You read the swing, and is able to generate a swing and miss. Here comes Javier Marcial. Marcial, hit by pitch in the first inning, extends his on-base streak to 12. Swing and a miss, a big cut from Marcial. He comes up empty. One and one. Over those 11 games, the on-base streak that he's had carrying into today, 341 in that stretch. He's been really a valuable piece for the Sasquatch, similarly to Matthew Gonzalez. Plays a good defensive right field, has pretty good speed and a good arm as well. But with his bat heating up at the right time, has been even more valuable down the stretch. The count will go full to Marcial. Check that, 3-1. And Coach Justice Scott said early in the summer that the bat was going to fall at some point. Those hits were going to fall off the bat of Marcial. It was just a matter of time. So he fouls this pitch off. Of course, the big moment for Marcial this summer was what he did against the Moo back on June 6th when he came in as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning of that ball game, hit a game-tying 2-run home run. Sasquatch won that game in extra innings because of the work as well by Sasquatch starter today, Jordan Bowman. Came out of the bullpen, pitched 5 innings, shut down the Moo, and they ended up, Sasquatch did, winning that ball game. Marcial takes strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Logan Anderson in this 3rd inning. 2 away for Mikey Coleman. Strikeout swing and a strikeout looking for Anderson, who's got 3 strikeouts this game. 3 strikeouts and 3 walks. Coleman, that'll get through the right side. A hard hit ball off the bat of Micah Coleman. A 2-out single will try to spark a 2-out rally for the Sasquatch as he punches that one through the right side. And a base runner for the catcher, Nolan Ackerman. Ackerman no at-bat today, just the plate appearance, the sacrifice fly in the 1st inning. Numbers for him incredibly impressive, 491 batting average. Sac fly his 22nd RBI. This is his 15th game played. He has been amazing for the Sasquatch as he grounds this one towards short. Sintek will throw to first, and that'll get Ackerman to finish off the inning. Logan Anderson has bounced back nicely over his past 2 frames. He shuts down the Sasquatch in the 3rd, and after 3 innings of play here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, it's a 7-4 Fremont lead.
My favorite thing about Macero's, it's the staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
Sports performance.
We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
Measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
Leads off the top of the 4th, 2-3-4, Tarosian, Fucino, and Sintek going up against Jordan Bowman back out there for a 4th inning. Pitch down low. Things looked bleak for the Sasquatch and Bowman in that 1st inning when he faced 10 hitters, gave up 5 runs. Bounced back a little bit in the 2nd inning, gave up just the 2, but in the 3rd, didn't have to throw a lot of pitches, faced the minimum, so he was able to get a pickoff at second base to retire Miles Meadows, and then finish off the inning with a Josh Blount flyout. A good 3rd inning, and now he'll try to work through a 4th frame. 2-1 to Tarosian. 67 pitches on the day for Bowman. Still only 34 of them, though, for strikes. Not a great sign for the starter. Breaking ball finds the zone on the inside corner to even up the count on Tarosian. 2 doubles on the day for Tarosian. Extra base hits number 6 and 7 for him. Extends his batting average. It was .295 entering today, so it'll be over 300 at this point. Breaking ball again. This is lofted to left fields. Rakes makes the catch, and for the first time today, Jordan Bowman retires Jack Tarosian. That's out number 1. Here comes Cooper Fucino, a ground out and a walk for Fucino today. Fucino takes down low, 1-0. Look at the numbers on the season for Cooper Fucino, an incredibly impressive summer. He's hit safely in over half of the games he's played in, 40 to this point. This is game number 41. 330 batting average, just about 329 coming into today. That's where it's been sitting basically all year. He got over 300 early in the summer with a 3-for-4 day on May 25th, and he lofts this one in the air to left field. He hasn't been below 300 since that point. As Patrick Riggs will make the catch. A couple flyouts to left fields for Jordan Bowman as he's retired 3 in a row. And trying to work another inning where he faces the minimum and sets down the move in order without the need of an out on the base pass as Chase Sintek will sit in the way of that. Sintek lofts one towards the right side. This is headed towards the bullpen and foul. Check that, Carter Sintek. Been saying his name wrong this whole time. Carter, not Chase. Sintek's had a good day so far. A walk to go along with the single. He's also scored 2 runs. 2 of the 7 off of Jordan Bowman. This is a Fremont offense that averages just under 6 per game. Two and 2. Bowman still with no strikeouts to this point. Would love to get his first of the game and finish off a really good top of this 4th inning. Bowman entered today with 26 strikeouts and 35 2/3, so he does average under 1 per game, or under 1 per inning, but none through 3 2/3 is a little bit surprising as the check swing did not go around. Count moves to 2 and 2 on Sintek. Bowman trying to work through 2, 3, 4 in the move order and retire the side. The 1-2. Grounded to short. Coleman gets a hop and throw to first. And there it is. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Jordan Bowman. He's bounced back nicely over these last 2 frames. Back-to-back zeros. It'll be up to the Sasquatch offense to give him some help in the bottom of the 4th, trailing by 3.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes. At our clinic locations throughout the region. And at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us. Working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger. Getting better. Getting you back to your best self. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. Here for whatever moves you.
New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
To Spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota, you'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
Eight, 9-1 for the Sasquatch. Rakes, Gonzalez, and then Nelson. Logan Anderson settled in nicely after the first. He's put up back-to-back zeros. Misses on the first pitch to Rakes. Rakes flew out his first time up. And in the month of July after that flyout, he's now just 11 for 41, batting just under 250, with only 1 extra base hit in the month of July. A bat that had been really good up until that point, batting over 300 on the season, and still is. A little bit colder here in this month. 2-0 in the air. Shallow center field. Who's going to get it? Anderson from second base will make the catch. And that'll retire Rakes for the first out. One away, 9th spot in the lineup, Matthew Gonzalez will come to the plate. Despite putting up no runs over the past 2 innings, the Sasquatch have had a base runner at least one in both of those innings. Gonzalez walked in the second. Coleman singled in the third and was left stranded. Sasquatch have left 3 runners stranded through 3 innings. His pitch is fouled away. Count goes to 0-1 on Gonzalez. Touched on briefly when Gonzalez came up the first time how valuable he is because of his glove, but also because of his bat over this last stretch. He's batting now .261 on the year, and that's surprising considering how he started. Entering the series against Bison Baseball, starting on July 8th, he was 6 for 42, just 143 on the year. Over his past 14 games, 18 for 50, batting .360 in that stretch. He's raised his batting average over 100 points in that 14-game stretch. He's also driven in 12 runs and scored 15. Over his past 14 games played, appeared in every game starting at second base against the Casper Spuds. 2-2. Coleman thought it was strike 3. He was about to throw that ball over to third. Anderson will have to throw at least one more. Here to Matthew Gonzalez. And a full count. You figured that the hits would start to come for Gonzalez as he hits the ball into the outfield quite a bit. You might not think at 5'7", 150, but he does have good power. He burnt a couple Casper Spuds outfielders fly balls into the outfields. Grounds this one towards short. Takes a good hop for Sintek, who throws to first to get Gonzalez. 2 up and 2 down for Logan Anderson. First inning lasted a long time, but since that point, gotten into a bit of a groove here with starting pitchers working effectively and efficiently. The last runs in this game were back in the top of the second inning when Fremont scored 2. No offense since that point, and the Moo still holding on to a 3-run lead. Seth Nelson takes ball 1. Inside. Count even up here on Nelson. About the Sasquatch would like to get going after a couple of games in a row where he struggled a bit at the plate. 0 for 5 on the 24th, 2 nights ago against the Spuds, and he's 0 for 2 to begin this ball game. Popped up, headed towards the Spuds dugout. This will get out of play. The Moo dugout, check that. Used to seeing the Spuds for 4 straight games. Into the hands of a fan after a couple bounces. That'll get a cheer from this crowd with a baby in his arms. That's why the cheer comes from these fans. It's another good crowd here at the ballpark. We've been over 400 fans. I think we had over 600 fans a couple nights ago, and well above that mark, I'd imagine, here today with fireworks night here at the stadium. It's also fireworks night tomorrow night, and then to finish off the season in the final game will be 9 innings of winning. That'll be the theme, honoring the fans here at the ballpark throughout the duration of the ball game. 2-2 on Nelson. And he stays alive, spoils the fastball. Despite this stretch for Nelson, 0 for 7, dating back to the game 2 days ago, he's still batting .345 on the year. Since his second game played, he's been over that 300 mark. Fouls away another fastball. This will get into the Moo bullpen. Nelson, another guy coming back for summer number 2. Last year, .351 batting average. He hit 5 home runs in 41 games played. Second on the team in hits and in home runs this year. 3 home runs on the year. Another 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Nelson down on strikes for a second time today. Anderson goes 1-2-3 to match Bowman. And after the bottom of the 4th inning, as we head to the 5th, still a 7-4 ball game.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes. At our clinic locations throughout the region. And at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us. Working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger. Getting better. Getting you back to your best self. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. Here for whatever moves you.
The Sasquatch will go with their best arm out of the bullpen as Aiden Torpy will take over here from Jordan Bowman. We'll take a look at the numbers for Torpy this season. They are incredibly impressive. 28 1/3 innings pitched, a 1.27 ERA, a whip under 1, 42 strikeouts, and only 3 walks this year. He's a perfect 5 of 5 in save opportunities. And he will take over here in this 5th inning with the Sasquatch trailing by 3. As the first pitch is fouled away. Off the bat of Bridger Coleman, 5, 6, 7 in the order for the Moo, going up against Torpy. The day is done early for Jordan Bowman, going just 4 innings, allowing 8 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned, and 4 walks with no strikeouts. Torpy, a swing and miss, 0-2 on Coleman. And talking with head coach Justice Scott before today's game, the plan was to have only Torpy and Bowman get through the 9 innings in this ball game. The hope was Bowman could give you 5, Torpy could give you 4. As his pitch is grounded towards second. Gonzalez, plenty of time, 1 away. Torpy, despite not having worked nearly that many innings this year in 1 outing, that's what the Sasquatch will try to get out of him today. More than likely, the hope is that he can finish out this ball game. The most he's ever worked was 3 innings. That came back on July 1st. The most pitches he's thrown is 44. He's done that twice. Swing and a miss. 0-1 to Parker Mooney. Well, you see, of course, the deceptive arm slot out of Aiden Torpy, that sidearm delivery. Only started that about 4 months ago. Transitioned to becoming a sidearm pitcher. Out of Sydney, Australia, and Augustana University right here in South Dakota, the Vikings. This past year, only 10 1/3 innings with the Vikings, but he has come here to Spearfish and been incredible. One of the best pitchers in the league. He's ahead of Mooney 0-2, and the fastball's high. A ball and 2 strikes. What's most impressive about Torpy is that control. Only 3 walks this year in 28 1/3 innings pitched for a guy that's usually the closer. Comes in, shuts down ball games, and gives you a good sense of feeling like the game is over when he comes in. You feel like he comes in and he's going to get the final 3 outs or maybe more and win a ball game. We've seen that a lot this summer. The only time where really he struggled in an outing was actually against the Fremont Moo, where he gave up 2 runs in the 9th inning, but neither of them were earned, as an error allowed Fremont to ultimately win the ball game. That was the only game the Sasquatch lost to the Moo. They lost 8-7 on June 9th. And Torpy, the culprit of an error and unearned run, coming in to score. He walks Mooney, so after all that talk about how great the control has been, he issues a free pass to the first baseman, a 1-out runner for the Moo against Torpy. Of course, you don't want to assume that Aiden Torpy is going to come in and throw up zeros the whole rest of this ball game, but you feel like with him on the mound, the Sasquatch only need to get to 7 and only a few more past that point to be in a good position to win this game, as there's sort of a flying saucer off-speed pitch. Just a wiffle ball there from Torpy. Gets Anderson to swing and miss for strike 1. Anderson had an RBI double his first time up in the first inning, and he flew out to right in the second. 0-2. Small lead at first for Mooney. The 0-2 is fouled away. 1-2. You look at who is probably available out of the bullpen the rest of the way for the Sasquatch. If it's not Torpy who finishes this one out, J.J. Neal might be able to give the Sasquatch 1 inning. Unlikely he'd go into a second inning. And that's really about all you're looking at in terms of regular pitchers that the Sasquatch have available today. 1-2. Sasquatch had to throw out a couple guys in yesterday's game. Spuds defeating the Sasquatch 12-5 last night. Harb, Peters, Romero, and the 1 inning from J.J. Neal last night. Chop towards second, maybe a chance to turn 2. Gonzalez will try to apply the tag. He'll jump over top of Mooney, who's going to get to second base safely. Gonzalez had to make a tough decision there whether to try to apply the tag or to throw to first. He decided to throw to first and get the sure out there of Caden Anderson. So that's out number 2 in the inning as Mooney advances to second. Gonzalez may be a chance to tag Mooney, who'd gone into a slide. That's exactly what you want to do there as a base runner, is you try to avoid the tag a little bit and force the fielder to either tag you and not get the out at first, or to get the out at first and risk not getting the out at second. Mooney moves into scoring position, 2 outs in the inning, and Isaac Bonner, the third baseman, who's 0 for 1 today. He walked in the first, and he popped out in the third. 0-2. In the bottom of the 5th inning, hopefully Cade Bleeker will come up here and join us on our broadcast, so stick around for that conversation with him. Count moves to 1-2 on Bonner. And the 1-2 from Torpy is a swing and a miss. A strikeout to Isaac Bonner, and Aiden Torpy works a scoreless top of the 5th inning. As we head to the bottom half of the frame, Cade Bleeker will join us, and the Sasquatch will look to support Torpy the rest of the way as we head to the 5th.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Sports performance.
We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
Ben Green will lead off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Green, Finn, and Bachman going up against Logan Anderson, who's still out there for the Moo. And the first pitch to Green is chopped towards second. A big hop, and it's going to get over the glove of Caden Anderson. Green will reach, see if they scored a hit or an error. Either way, it's a leadoff base runner for the Sasquatch as Ben Green comes through to begin this bottom half of the 5th. It'll be a single for Ben Green as that took a big hop over top the glove of Anderson. No chance for him to make the play. As we're joined up here in the booth as well by Cade Bleeker here for this bottom half of the 5th inning, hoping for some offense. Maybe a good luck charm here in this half inning as Kyle Finn looks at strike one. Well, Cade, obviously your summer done on the mound in terms of pitching, but we're able to put together a good summer. A lot of good innings as a starting pitcher today. And how do you feel about overall how your summer went on the mound?
I thought it went really well, actually. I had a blast, just having fun. I learned a lot about myself, too, just how to get people out and stuff. So that was really big for me, and it was just overall a really great experience.
Pitch down low to Kyle Finn, a ball and a strike. Well, obviously a big part of the summer as well is not only what's happening on the baseball field, what's happening between the lines, but also outside of the lines, getting to know all these guys. You always look like you're having such a blast talking with the guys.
Yeah.
I've seen your GoPro footage, your mic'd up footage is always among the best on the team. And what's been your favorite part of just getting to meet all these guys and have that experience?
I mean, it's just so fun because you meet so many guys from so many different places, and everybody, like, they all know their own, like, different things about baseball, and they all have their own personalities and stuff. So it's just fun to see, like, how everybody first shows up, and then throughout the year, like, how everybody just comes together, and we all, like, just combine personalities. It's just a blast.
You say people knowing all sorts of different things about baseball. Is there anything you've learned from either a pitcher or a hitter, just any one nugget that stuck with you that maybe you're going to think about when you pitch in the future?
Yeah, I've noticed, like, I've talked to OK.
That's a good swing from Finn. It's headed towards the track, and it's out of sight. Cade Bleeker up here in the press box. A good luck charm. Kyle Finn, a 2-run home run, puts the Sasquatch within one. One big swing of the bat off the bat of the big, powerful righty. 4th home run of the year for Kyle Finn, and it's a 7-6 ball game. That looked pretty good off the bat, didn't it?
Yeah, that looked great. He's been swinging the hottest bat I've ever seen this past 4 days. It's
well, we
crazy.
talked about that as well when he came up earlier, how hot of a bat he's been swinging, hitting the ball well. Came into today over his past couple games since June 27th. He was batting over 400, and he's now hit 3 home runs in that span. His 4th home run of the year ties him atop the Sasquatch list with Jordan Bowman. As Ryan Bachman looks at strike one, the count even here on Bachman. Well, why not? Because of Kyle Finn hitting that home run, maybe talk a little bit about Kyle Finn. I mean, one thing that's really stood out when I watch him play is just how effortless the bat looks in his hands.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's 6'7", so he kind of makes it look a little bit smaller than some of these other guys, but it just looks like he hits the ball 400 feet and he's barely even using his arms.
It's actually insane. Like, watching him take BP, he's like, his bat just looks like it's so smooth, and it's like he doesn't swing as hard as like other people swing, and it's crazy because the ball, like, when the ball comes off his bat, it's different. Like the ball just jumps. It's crazy.
Hey,
You feel
like he's not even swinging 100%. I don't know if he is, or maybe that's just how his natural swing is, but feels like if there's something else that he's holding back, if he unlocks that, the ball's going to travel 500 feet.
Yeah, it's insane.
Off of his bat. Here's Ryan Bachman on a 2-2 count with Logan Anderson on the mounds. Bachman skies it in the air to right field. Blount doesn't have to move much, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Well, you guys fell behind 5-0 in the first inning, and I mentioned it on the broadcast. I talked with head coach Justice Scott about sort of the identity of you guys always feeling like you're never out of a ball game. You always seem to come back late in games. Even if you don't win it, you're always in that ball game in the 9th inning. Where does that come from? Obviously, you're on the pitching side of things, so you don't have control necessarily on the bat side of things, but you're there in the dugout. You see what the guys are doing. Where does that come from that you guys feel like you're never out of a ball game?
I think we all just know, like, especially, like when I'm on the mound, I know that our hitters are gonna back me up no matter what, and just because like that's the team we are. We hit the ball hard, and we know what to do. Everybody has really great approaches up at the plate. So, well, on the mound, it's just more just try to collect as many outs as you can, because you know that your guys, when they go to bat, they're gonna get it done for you. So like Bo, after that first inning, I came up to him and I just told him, like, guys got your back, they're gonna hit. Just go out there and try and get some shutdown innings for us. And he locked in and got it done for us, which was really good.
Yeah, really impressive over his last 2 innings. Faced the minimum both in the 3rd and the 4th inning. And now the Sasquatch bats, as we figured, have supported him. Only a 1-run game. And Javier Marcial is locked up on the off-speed pitch. He goes down looking for the 2nd out. Well, we'll get to 2 more things, hopefully, before this half inning ends, assuming Coleman can work a little bit of a longer at-bat. The first of which, I want to do something we did with Micah Wallett, which is a little Sasquatch secret, we'll call it. So, Cade Bleeker, what is your Sasquatch secret? A fun fact, something people might not know about you if you didn't tell them.
I guess a fun fact for me is, shoot, I don't know. Hold on, I can't.
Is it that you can dance really well, like we saw with your performance?
I am a really great dancer. That's less of a secret now. But I played all sports in junior high and tried in high school as long as I could. So I was a star football athlete, star basketball.
Okay, what position football?
I always got put at quarterback. I always wanted to be a wide receiver, but they always made me a quarterback because I could throw it.
And your basketball style, you pass first, score, three-point shooter?
I'm a three-point shooter.
Three-point shooter, lockdown.
Just let it fly.
Locking down the threes, all right. 2 outs in the inning, a base hit from Micah Coleman. We'll bring up Nolan Ackerman here. The other thing I wanted to get to is something that we've talked about behind the scenes, all the interns. I guess we'll share it with you now if you haven't already heard. Stephen Hogenkamp came up with a nickname for you, and that is Aura. He has
really?
decided among a lot of the other interns that you have the most aura on the team, and I'm sure half of our broadcasting audience probably doesn't really know what we're talking about right now. How does that sound?
That sounds amazing. I'm really that just made my day right there.
Wow, how about that?
That's awesome. I'm about to tell all the boys.
I would explain to some extent what aura means to our audience, but I'm not sure if it's really something you can explain. As Ackerman hits one into center field, there's a base hit. Coleman was running on the pitch, so he'll go all the way to third. Back-to-back 2-out singles for the Sasquatch, and they'll have the tying run at third base in the form of Micah Coleman. It's a good swing of the bat off of Nolan Ackerman. Will extend this bottom half of the 5th inning. Gives us a chance maybe to talk a little bit about Ackerman. Mentioned how good of a defensive player Ackerman's been, also with the bat. Is there anything different, anything that you've been able to experience with him behind the plate catching you?
He's a professional. I'm really mad at him because he's going to Colorado Springs next year, so I'm gonna have to face him 4 times. So that's gonna suck. But he's a real professional behind the plate. He knows how to call pitches. He knows how to command a game behind the plate. He's great defensively, offensively. He's really fun to watch, and he's really fun to have as a catcher when I'm pitching.
Patrick Rakes takes in the dirt. The count 1-1 on Rakes. Coleman at third, Ackerman at first. The sun peeking through here on the right side. Been cloudy for a decent bit of today, but now the sun's shining and hopefully some more Sasquatch runs. I think Russell Peterson still has the mark for most runs generated while being up here in the booth. That was the very first one. You've brought home 2. So did
I
Kyle
tied
Finn.
mine. I think I brought home 2 last time.
All right, well, we need 1 hit here then
I
from
know.
Patrick Riggs, who's been a little bit quiet over his past stretch. He's 0 for 2 today. A couple balls popped up to the right side. Count 2-1. Anderson's still out there. And his 2-1 pitch is hit in the air to right center field. Coming on is Meadows, and he will make the catch to end the inning. 2 runs for the Sasquatch, both off the bat of Kyle Finn. A 2-run home run has put the Sasquatch within 1 after 5 innings of play. Well, Cade, a pleasure to have you up here in the booth. Maybe we'll have you on over these next 2 games with you, obviously not being able to throw. And you're able to bring up some offense.
Yeah, I know.
Able to have you up here for this bottom of the 5th inning. We'll head to the 6th here on the broadcast with the Moo on top by 1.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
Gaming excitement? It's the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. With new games arriving every month, our selection of slot machines is the freshest in town. You can always find a game with our card tables open 24 hours a day. And parking is free and easy at the Lodge, with the area's largest free parking only steps away from our front door. Enjoy spacious and comfortable gaming at the Lodge at Deadwood, the locals' choice.
Saves me so much time. I haven't spent a single minute in my back office this week. Teamwork simplifies employee communications, scheduling, tip-outs, and payroll. It even syncs with my POS, so I know my data is accurate. All right, tips are out. In fact, teamwork.
Torpy's first pitch in the top of the 6th inning is inside, ball 1 to Miles Meadows. Only a 1-run ball game. With the Moo leading 7-6, they scored 5 in the first inning, but since that point, the Sasquatch have outscored them 6-2. And Aiden Torpy, their most dominant arm, trying to continue this ball game and put up zeros against the Fremont Moo. Worked a scoreless 5th inning, gave up just the 1 walk to Parker Mooney. Chopped towards 3rd, Ryan Bachman a high hop along throw, and the first out. Great to have Cade Bleeker up here in the broadcast booth as well. Perhaps we'll have him on over these next 2 games. Always fun to bring the players up here, and of course even more fun when something like that happens and a Kyle Finn home run, his 4th home run of the year. As Bleeker said before that home run happened, he's been one of the hottest bats in the lineup, swinging one of the hottest bats, and you saw it there. So he showed off the power, hit one out to left field, and into the Sasquatch closer, just a 1-run ball game. It's back to the top of the lineup we go with Josh Blount. Strike 1 to Blount. Head coach Justice Scott didn't talk about pitches necessarily for Torpy, about how many he's willing to have him throw, but he did say he was going to be able to go 4, maybe 5 innings. Out in front there, nothing in 2 the count. Torpy's thrown 23 pitches and 14 of them strikes. Blount 0 for 3 today. Grounded to the left side, gloved by Bachman. He picks it up with the bare hand and he gets him at first. Good defensive play by the 3rd baseman, Ryan Bachman, and that's 2 away in the inning. You'd have to go all the way back to the 3rd inning for Miles Meadows' single to have the last Fremont hit. 5 hits in the first, 2 hits in the second, and they got that Meadows hit in the 3rd inning. Since that point, after that Meadows single, the only base runners allowed, the only base runner was Parker Mooney's walk against Torpy. Ball 1 to Jack Terosian. Couple doubles in the first 2 at-bats for Terosian in the 1st and 2nd innings. And then he flew out to left field in the 4th. Out of the way of that pitch. 2-0. Action in the Fremont bullpen as Logan Anderson could be done after 5 innings. Three and 0. Torpy 1 walk today. He had only 3 coming into today. A guy who's always in the strike zone. Falls behind Terosian. Gets it there. 3 and 1. Sodbusters continue to rake off of the prospects. That score is now 11-1. That game's in the 7th inning. And that one is just outside. So Torpy walks another. Second free pass issued today. A 2-out base runner, and that extends the inning for Cooper Fucino. That walk big because it gives Fucino an at-bat. And with a runner on base, Fucino versus Torpy. This should be a fun matchup. Probably won't be the only time we see this in the rest of this ballgame. First pitch outside. I say it's a fun matchup because of the year Cooper Fucino has had. .329 batting average for him this year. DH has 16 extra base hits and 48 total hits on the summer. 4 home runs this year. Going up against a dominant arm in Torpy. Fights off the pitch, foul, to even up the count. So Bowman went 4 innings, gave up all 7 runs. On the other side of things, Logan Anderson through 5 has given up 6. Offensive display between these two teams halfway through this ball game. Check in at first on Jack Terosian. He's back in time. Sun now beginning to set over on the right side as we approach 8 o'clock here in Spearfish. 1 and 2. Torpy 1 strikeout already today, looking for number 2 to finish off the 6th on a 1-2. It's chopped towards third and foul. Fucino will stay alive and will do it again on a 1-2. .33 pitches for Torpy in an inning and 2/3. Outside. Terosian not a very big lead over at first on a 2-2 count. Takes an extra step ahead of this pitch. And he goes. Grounded towards third. A high hop. No chance for Bachman. It's going to go into left field with Terosian running. He's going to get all the way to third. So there's a base hit for Cooper Fucino as he beat that one into the ground. High enough to get over the head of Bachman and into left field. A walk and a single have the move threatening against Torpy here in the 6th inning. Comes Carter Sintek. Sintek walked his first time up and scored in the first. He singled and scored in the second. And he grounded out to shortstop in the 4th. Hits it hard to left field, but right at Patrick Rakes. As the Sasquatch catch a bit of a break there. A good swing of the bat off the bat of Carter Sintek. But it finds the glove of Rakes and a scoreless inning for Aiden Torpy in the 6th. We head to the bottom half of the frame. The Sasquatch will look to take their first lead when we come back.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
The Moo will go to the bullpen. They'll bring in Theo Hughes to take over from Logan Anderson. Hughes so far this summer, 16 1/3 innings pitched, a 1-0 record. He's 2 out of 2 in save opportunities, one of the Moo's closers. 3.31 ERA, 1.35 whip, 21 strikeouts to 7 walks this year. He'll take over from Logan Anderson. The final line on Anderson today, 5 innings pitched. He gives up 6 runs, all of them earned, 7 hits, 3 walks, and strikes out 5. Hughes will start his outing by facing 9-1-2 in the order. Matthew Gonzalez to lead off before going back to the top for Seth Nelson and Ben Green. First pitch strike out of the hands of Hughes. As he gets in front of Gonzalez, no balls on a strike. Gonzalez is 0 for 1 today. He walked in the second and grounded out to short in the fourth. Hits it in the air to right field. This ball is slicing towards the line. It's going to get down in front of Blount. There's a base hit from Matthew Gonzalez to lead off the 6th against the new pitcher, Hughes. The Sasquatch will get the tying run on base. And the go-ahead run will come to the plate in the form of Seth Nelson. So Nelson trying to snap out of an 0 for 8. 0 for 5 2 nights ago against the Spuds. He's 0 for 3 today against the Moo. Decent speed on the base pass with Gonzalez. This is grounded to second. Maybe a chance to turn 2. Anderson to Sintek. There's 1. The throw to first. That's not in time. Nelson runs well. He's able to beat that out at first base. He'll reach on a fielder's choice. Gonzalez is retired for the first out. And still a runner aboard. Nelson went after the first pitch and grounded it to second base. Ben Green will come to the plate. Now even more speed on the base pass. Nelson, Sasquatch leading base stealer, 10 of 11 on stolen base attempts. Green goes after the first pitch as well. He swings and misses. 0-1. Green on base twice today. A walk in the first, a single in the 5th. Sandwiched in between that was a hard fly out to center field. That was in the 2nd inning off of Anderson. 1-1 on Green. Heart of the Sasquatch lineup, Kyle Finn on deck. Delivered a big 2-run home run his last time up. Love to get him on base with some traffic against Hughes. Nelson a small lead at first. He'll take off. Green shows bunt, pulls it back. The throw to second base is a good one, and the tag is in time. Nelson is thrown out at second base. He did not have a big lead at first. And he is thrown out trying to steal second base. So despite a single to the leadoff man Gonzalez and a fielder's choice to Nelson, now nobody on the base paths and a 2-1 count to Green as Hughes will try to face the minimum against the Sasquatch in his first inning of work out of the bullpen. It's only the 2nd time that Nelson's been thrown out this year. Now 10 of 12 on stolen base attempts. 3 balls and a strike to Green. Foul away. Full count. Payoff. Foul away. Went off the back of Green there. The end of the bat and then off of him. Sasquatch hitters struck out 5 times against Logan Anderson. Series against the Spuds. They did not strike out very often despite a good pitching staff that Casper has. Good at-bats, good approaches. A lot of balls put in play even on 2-strike counts. We'll see if Green can keep that going. Usually a good hitter in 2-strike counts and doesn't strike out very often. A full count pitch. That one, did it hit him? It doesn't matter. Looks like it did. It's going to be ball 4 either way. It'll be a hit by pitch and a base runner for the Sasquatch. Just what they needed to bring Kyle Finn up to the plate with another opportunity to drive in some more runs. Finn is 2 for 3 today, a single and of course the big 2-run home run in the bottom of the 5th inning. That home run, his 4th of the year, extra base hit number 21, and he's now driven in 42 RBIs. That's most on the Sasquatch team. Outside, 1-0. Speed on the base paths as well. Ben Green has been mostly successful on stolen base attempts. He's 8 of 10. See if the Sasquatch try it again on Bridger Coleman. A little bit of a bigger lead for Green than Nelson had. He's going to try it. Now he won't. Shuts it down about 2 steps in. Retreats back to first on the 2-0 to Finn. Finn with 3 home runs since June 27th, batting over 400 in that span, over 400 in July with a couple hits today. 3-0. Got the cleanup hitter Ryan Bachman due up next. This inning has not been easy for Theo Hughes, despite getting 2 outs and had a chance to face the minimum. All 3 batters have reached base after their at bat. Single, fielder's choice, a hit by pitch, and a foul ball here to Finn on a 3-1. Finn with 2 runs scored today is all the way up to 43 on the year as well. Chance for him maybe to get to that 50 RBI mark. Only reached by Casper Spuds. Shortstop Dylan Schlotterbeck, opposite field base hit. Green is going to go first to third. He's headed all the way to third. He's going to get the stop sign there. A base hit to the opposite field for Kyle Finn. And the Sasquatch have first and third with 2 outs. Again, they'll have the tying run standing 90 feet away. And the go-ahead run on the base paths. Well, maybe if Green doesn't attempt to run on that pitch, he took about 2 steps towards second and then again shut it down. And Caden Anderson at second base started to cover the bag at second base and then froze on the swing from Finn. The ball ended up going exactly where he's positioned now. And if he doesn't head towards second base, that ball might not get through. Bachman in the air to center field, coming on his Meadows. That's going to drop a base hit. And the Sasquatch have tied the game in the bottom of the 6th inning as Green comes home to score. Down 5-0 before they even had a swing of the bat in the top of the 1st inning. They've come all the way back to tie this ball game up at 7. Who else but Ryan Bachman comes through with the RBI single. A 2-out rally has given the Sasquatch the lead against Theo Hughes. And now we are all tied up here at 7 in the 6th inning. One swing of the bat and the Sasquatch could have their first lead as Javier Marcial will try to be the one to do it. With Finn now on second and Bachman at first. 2 outs in the inning. 3 straight batters have reached with 2 outs. Green's hit by pitch. And then back-to-back singles from Finn and the RBI from Bachman. First pitch to Marcial is high, 1-0. Marcial struck out looking each of his last 2 times against Logan Anderson. In the 3rd and in the 5th, he was hit by a pitch and scored in the first. Grounded to short. Sintek first thought about going to third. Now he'll go to first, and that gets Marcial for out number 3. Sasquatch tie the ball game up. An RBI single to Ryan Bachman. And after 6 innings of play, we're back where we started. 7-7 headed to the 7th.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Tie ball game at 7 as we enter the top of the 7th inning. Bridget Coleman, the catcher, will lead off and take strike 1 against Aiden Torpy. 5, 6, 7 in the lineup. Coleman, Mooney, and Caden Anderson against Aiden Torpy for the Sasquatch. Coleman is 1 for 2 today. Takes down low. Brought home a pair with a 2 RBI double in the first inning. He walked in the second, and then he grounded out to second in the 5th. That's been the day for the backstop Bridger Coleman. Also threw out a runner in the last half inning. Got Seth Nelson trying to steal second base. Looked like after that, Theo Hughes was going to be able to get through that inning cleanly, but the Sasquatch with a bit of a 2-out rally. Ryan Bachman delivering the clutch hit. Tie the ball game up at 7. As we enter the final 3 frames of regulation in this one, as this pitch is low, and the count moves to 3-1. Out in Hastings, the Sodbusters continue to run away with that one. They lead it 13-3. That game's headed to the bottom of the 8th inning. Sodbusters 3 outs away from closing out that win. This is headed towards the line. Going to be a long run for Marcial. He's not going to get it, and it's just foul. Thankfully for the Sasquatch, as Marcial was not going to get to that ball in time. It drops just foul along the right side. Well, as we've talked about several times, the implications of this game are massive, with the Sasquatch and Moo both fighting for a playoff spot, as are the Sodbusters. For the Sasquatch to make the playoffs, they have to win 2 out of 3. That would eliminate the Moo. Meanwhile, if the Sodbusters win all 3, that would then force the Sasquatch to also have to win all 3 and end up sweeping the Moo to get in. This is fouled straight back, so you think about it, probably the best case scenario for the Sasquatch is you win today, you win tomorrow, and you hope that the Prospects win tomorrow, and then you to clinch with a win. They control their own destiny, though. So long as they keep winning, they are in. As this is popped up to short, Coleman makes the catch, and there's out number 1. It was huge to get the 2 wins against the Spuds because, of course, Fremont and Hastings did their part. They kept winning ball games, inched a little bit closer to the Sasquatch after they dropped 2 of those games to the Spuds, but to win 2 against the best team in the league, massive wins down the stretch, puts them in position to make the playoffs if they can keep winning ball games. Of course, the big thing for the Sasquatch down this stretch will be the pitching. Aiden Torpy already working deep into this ball game. may be done for the rest of this series. This is going to go foul. A foul ball off the bat of Parker Mooney. Torpy 2 1/3. He's now thrown 46 pitches. And we mentioned for Torpy the most he'd gone so far this year was 3 innings. He did that once against the Prospects, and his most pitches was 44. So he's now thrown more than any other outing. So the count's 2-1. You do have J.J. Neal potentially in the back end of the bullpen. Torpy can get them through 8. Maybe Neal would get the 9th in a Sasquatch lead. This is again fouled away.
Remember to take your foul ball to the concession stand and get a Swatch mug brought to you by State Farm Agent Jody Garcia.
Torpy only 3 base runners allowed in 2 1/3, a hit and 2 walks. Grounded to second, Gonzalez, plenty of time. 2 up and 2 down. You might think that Torpy has had a little bit of time to rest as well with him throwing so many pitches today, but that's not the case. He's had to work a bulk over this last stretch. He pitched 2 innings against the Casper Spuds on July 23rd. Didn't allow a run. They won that ball game. And then on the 24th, he pitched the next night 2 innings, and they won that ball game 13-9 as he pitched the final 2, struck out 4, and gave up just 1 hit. So over his last 2 outings, he'd thrown 43 pitches, 1 day off, and now here he is throwing 50 plus. Grounded to second, Gonzalez again, plenty of time, and that's a 3 up, 3 down, top of the 7th inning for Aiden Torpy. Doing what Aiden Torpy does as he shuts down the Moo, and as we head to the 7th inning stretch, the Sasquatch and the Moo are tied at 7.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
Energy in the ballpark after the 7th inning stretch. Another really good crowd here on hand at Black Hills Energy Stadium as ball 1 to Micah Coleman begins the bottom half of the 7th inning. 6, 7, 8 in the order. Coleman, Ackerman, and Rakes. Theo Hughes still out there for the Mew in a tie ball game at 7. There's a pitch up the middle and a base hit for Micah Coleman, who's on base for a 4th time today. He's got 3 hits, and after an effort yesterday where he had 3 hits, he's done it again here today. 3 for 4 day yesterday. He's 3 for 3 today on base 7 of his last 8 times. And a tying run on base for the Sasquatch in the bottom of the 7th inning with Nolan Ackerman coming to the plate. Game out in Hastings, currently in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Sodbusters leading the Prospects 13-3. Looks like Hastings will be able to close that one down in the 9th inning and grab the win. Pitch upstairs and ball 1 to the catcher, Nolan Ackerman. Ackerman's factored into the offense today. A sacrifice fly in the first inning. Grounded out in the third, and he singled in the fifth. 1 for 2 with an RBI for the catcher. In the air, left field. This is going to get down and fair inside the line. Coleman has good speed. We'll see if they send him from third. He's going to stop at third base on a double by Nolan Ackerman and get back in safely after falling down trying to round the base. A double by Ackerman has put the tying run at third base with nobody out in this bottom of the 7th. Sasquatch fell behind early in this ball game. The Fremont Moo put up 5 runs in the top of the first inning off of Jordan Bowman. The Sasquatch, before even coming to the plate, were down by 5. Since that point, they've outscored the Moo 7-2, and Fremont hasn't scored since getting 2 in the top of the second. The Moo bring the infield in against Patrick Rakes, and he takes the first pitch strike. Moo have been able to get Rakes the first 3 times today. He's 0 for 3 with 2 pop-outs and a fly-out, everything to the pole side. Love to snap out of it here with a base hit. He takes low, and the count evens up on Rakes, a ball and a strike. 8th spot in the order. Matthew Gonzalez, the 9-hole hitter, is due up next. Theo Hughes had to work in the 6th inning. Nothing came easy for him. Surrendered the lead. And Rakes swings and misses. Count 1-2. Sasquatch tied the game with an RBI single from Ryan Bachman in the 6th. Ben Green came home to score. Hughes gave up 3 hits in the 6th inning. So through 1+ for Hughes, he's given up 5 hits. The 1-2. That's in there for strike 3. And Rakes is down looking for out number 1. He thought that pitch was low, looked like it caught it right at the knees on Patrick Rakes, who's 0 for 4 today. He can't get that clutch hit with 2 on. And the Sasquatch will look for the big hit out of their second baseman, Matthew Gonzalez, who's arguably been swinging one of the hotter bats on the team. Him, Kyle Finn, Jake Dempsey probably right up there as well. Been having some of the best plate appearances for the Sasquatch over this last 14 or so game stretch. For Gonzalez heading into today, over his last 14 games, .360 batting average. He's 1 for 2 today, on base as well with a walk. On base 2 out of 3 times. He looks at ball 1. Of course, a wild pitch would do the job here as well. Bridger Coleman's been good in that department behind the plate. Stops that fastball, and you've got the top of the order as well coming up next in the form of Seth Nelson, who's been quiet over his past 2 games, but has the ability to not only get a big hit, but also to hit one out of the yard. Count evens up here on Gonzalez, a ball and a strike. No action in the Moo bullpen. Theo Hughes is going to have to get through this for the time being. He's thrown 28 pitches to get 4 outs since last inning. Grounded towards short with the infield in. Syntek will come home, and they're going to get Coleman for the second out. As Coleman was running on contact, he is thrown out at the plate. Gonzalez reaches at first on the fielder's choice. Moving to third is Nolan Ackerman. And after getting second and third with nobody out, now it's first and third with 2 outs. Ackerman at third and Gonzalez at first. At the top of the lineup, Seth Nelson will look to get the 2-out base hit. Nelson has had a fantastic summer in year number 2 with the Sasquatch, but he's 0 for his last 9, dating back to 2 nights ago. With runners on the corners and the tying run 90 feet away, Nelson takes high for ball 1. .312 batting average coming into today with runners in scoring position for Nelson. .345 on the summer. In 30 games played, he has 33 RBIs. Struck out twice so far today. He looks at strike 1 at the knees. And the count even here at a ball and a strike. She was pounding the bottom part of the zone, finding the strike at the knees on these Sasquatch hitters. He got Rakes looking on that same pitch. 1-1 to Nelson. Hughes comes home, and he misses up and away. 2-1. Nelson entering today had hit safely in 22 of 30 games played. His 6-game hitting streak ended 2 nights ago. He was batting .407 over that stretch. Since that point, though, hitless in his last 2. The 2-1. Fouled off, and 2-2 on Nelson. The Sasquatch stranded 2 runs in the 6th inning. They stranded the tying run, or the go-ahead run in that situation, at second base. In the 5th inning, they stranded 2 runners as well, runners on the corners, trying to avoid stranding a pair and not taking the lead here in this 7th inning and capitalizing on the early offense. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Nelson goes down on strikes, strikes out for the 3rd time today, and Theo Hughes gets out of the jam. The Sasquatch threatened to take their first lead of the game, but they are unsuccessful. And after 7 innings of play, the score remains tied at 7.
So surprising. So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
Top of the 8th we go, 8-9-1 in the Fremont order. Isaac Bonner, Miles Meadows, and Josh Blount coming to the plate against Sasquatch pitcher Aiden Torpy, who has gone 3 innings with 1 hit, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. He's thrown 51 pitches, his season high, and for the first time, he will try to get a 10th out of the bullpen. Farthest he'd ever worked was 3 innings of work to this point. Working into the 8th and still nothing doing in the Sasquatch pen. This is Torpy's game at this point. A ball and a strike to Isaac Bonner. Bonner's 0 for 2 today. He walked in the 1st, he popped out in the 3rd, and struck out in the 5th. 2-1. Might be able to hear on our broadcast mics here at the ballpark the Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi chants out of Sydney, Australia, Aiden Torpy. Always fun to talk with him. We had him up on the broadcast one time, in part due to how amazing of a pitcher he is, and to get some insight on that, but also wanted to hear his accent for a half inning. The 2-2 is flied in the air to left field. This will get foul and out of play. Do it again here on an even count to Bonner. Well, it should be no surprise that Aiden Torpy's doing what he's doing here today, shutting down Fremont's offense. No runs since the 2nd inning for Fremont, as Aiden Torpy has delivered 3 shutout. Entered today with 28 and a third innings pitched and only a 1.27 ERA. Came into today with a sub-1 whip and 42 strikeouts to 3 walks. He has walked 2 today and only 1 strikeout to this point, but most notably and most importantly, the no runs. That's in there, strike 3. Isaac Bonner struck out for the 2nd time today. He goes down looking. In fact, he is both of Aiden Torpy's strikeouts today. One away in the top of the 8th. Bowman threw 76 pitches to get through 4 innings. Torpy's thrown 58 to get through 3 1/3. And the first pitch is inside to the 9-hole hitter, Miles Meadows. Meadows has had a good day. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI. That came in the 5-run first inning that Fremont had against Bowman. Ball and a strike. And against Torpy, he grounded out in the 6th. Counts 2-0. I thought that pitch was a strike out of the hands. I looked down. So it just missed the knees. Was called for the most part in the bottom of the 7th inning. This is ripped into left field. That's going to get down. Rakes tries to cut it off, and it goes off of his glove. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Meadows is going to round second and try for third. Coleman cuts it off. The relay to third is not in time. And Miles Meadows ends up all the way at third base on a ball that looked like it could have been a single to the gap in left center fields. See how they score that one, if they give Rakes an error or not. He tried to cut that ball in the left center gap. He couldn't get there in time. And Meadows winds up all the way at third. And now the Moo have the go-ahead run standing 90 feet away off of Torpy. It's going to be a triple, no error in left field on Rakes. The top of the lineup here in Josh Blount. Now it's the Sasquatch's turn to bring the infield in, trying to cut down the tying or the go-ahead run at the plate. Runner on third, Miles Meadows. Josh Blount takes strike 1. Count 0-1 on the leadoff hitter, who's been quiet today. He's 0 for 4. Flown out twice, a fly ball, depending on where he puts it, could give the Moo the lead. Sasquatch have not led at any point in this ball game. They just tied it up an inning and a half ago. A ball and a strike to Blount. Got Cooper Fucino sitting in the hole as well. Got to get through Blount and Terosian before Fucino could come to the plate in this half inning. Count 1-1. Torpy's pitch doesn't offer. And the count moves to 2 balls and a strike. Game just gone final out in Hastings. Final score 14-3. The Sodbusters win it. And now they'll turn their attention to what's happening here at this ballpark. Rooting for the Moo to win this one. If the Moo win today, the Sodbusters would be in position to win their next 2 ball games. And then they'd hope for the Sasquatch to steal one of the 2 against Fremont, and they could find a spot in the playoffs. That's the way in for Hastings down the stretch. For the Sasquatch, they just got to keep on winning. Win today, win tomorrow, and assess the situation. If Hastings wins again tomorrow, it would all come down to Sunday. A 2-1 to Blount. Grounded past Torpy, up the middle. It's a base hit. And the Moo have taken the lead. An RBI single from Josh Blount, and Fremont is on top here in the 8th. They get to Torpy, and they now lead it 8-7. So Blount snaps an 0 for 4 to start this game. He gets the big hit to give Fremont the lead. And now a 1-run ball game. The Sasquatch will have to come back once again with Jack Terosian coming to the plate and taking ball 1. Worst case scenario for the Sasquatch is you basically burn Torpy for the whole series and you don't win today. That would make things awfully tough to win 2 out of 3 down the stretch. Finds the zone there. 1-1 the count. Torpy's pitch count now approaching 70, as that was pitch number 67 on the day for the side armor. Blount at first. Meadows came in to score the go-ahead run for Fremont. Torpy throws over. 8 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors for Fremont. 7 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Sasquatch. And that run the first for Fremont since the top of the second. Grounded to short, maybe a chance to turn 2. They'll get none. It goes past Coleman and into left center fields. Green will get the ball in. Moving to third is Blount. Not sure that ball even made contact with the glove of Micah Coleman over at short. And what looked like a chance to maybe turn 2. The Sasquatch don't get any. It's the first error of the ball game for the Sasquatch. It's an E6. Terosian reaches. And the Moo have runners on the corners with 1 man out. Justice Scott, the head coach, will talk things over with Aiden Torpy. It's only a 1-run ball game, and the Sasquatch offense more than capable of putting up a run down the stretch. If you look ahead to the bottom of the 8th inning, they're going to have 2, 3, 4 in the order. Green, Finn, and Bachman will come to the plate. Head coach Justice Scott and the Sasquatch hoping it's just a 1-run game. And he'll feel comfortable about those guys chipping away and tying the ball game up. Here is Cooper Fucino, the bat you circle in this Fremont lineup, who's been decent today for the Moo. 1 for 3, a run scored and an RBI. He'll come to the plate with Josh Blount at third and Jack Terosian at first as the Moo trying to tack on a few against Torpy in the frame. First pitch, that'll get past Ackerman. He gets to it. The flip to the plate's not in time. And Josh Blount will score on the wild pitch. The Moo do tack on another against Torpy. And they extend this lead to a 2-run lead. It's now 9-7. Still just 1 man out. And the dangerous Fucino will bat with Terosian in scoring position. I wonder if Torpy is getting a little bit tired out there. He's about to throw pitch number 70. At minimum, head coach Justice Scott would like to get 2 more outs from Torpy to finish off this 8th inning. On a 1-0, he finds the zone to even things up against Fucino. Fucino got a hit off of Torpy in the 6th inning. Ball and a strike. 2-1. The fastball misses outside. Two runs, only 1 earned off of Torpy in this inning. Out in front, 2-2. He went with that slider breaking ball. And he got Fucino out in front of it, that mixing with the fastball. Primary 2 pitches of Aiden Torpy. Terosian at second, 9-7. Fremont in front. 2-2 with 1 out. Torpy, the pitch is chopped. It's towards the mound, and it's a foul ball. The field umpire called foul ball immediately. I'm not sure why, as that ball might have hit behind the plate, but it certainly bounced in foul territory right after that. Head coach Justice Scott will get an answer from the field umpire here. It definitely did not hit the foot, and I don't think it hit the plate. Now the 2 umpires will come together. Well, this is tough because even if they decide that it wasn't a foul ball, can't really do anything about it. So they called foul ball immediately. That's a break for the Moo, as that should not have been a foul ball. Count will remain here at 2-2. Probably should have been out number 2 of the inning and would have had Terosian at third base. Torpy will have to make another pitch here to get the dangerous Fucino. Another 2-2. Missed there and a full count. Carter Sintek, the shortstop, is due up next. Three and 2 with 1 out. The payoff from Torpy. Grounded to short. Coleman has it go off of his glove and into the outfields. Headed to third is Terosian. And Fucino will reach on the second error of the inning by Micah Coleman. Two errors in the inning for Micah Coleman. And runners will be at first and third with still just one man out. Hayden Torpy, no help from his defense here. Pitches down low, 1 ball and no strikes. Foul tipped, and the count evens up. Count remains at 1-1. Well, Hastings, as I'm noticing that tiebreaker, they don't have the tiebreaker over Fremont. Those teams have played 12 times. Fremont is 7-5 in those 12 games. Fremont has the tiebreaker in head-to-head record. 1-1. Grounded to second. Another chance to turn 2, and it goes off the glove of Gonzalez, and he'll have no play. The defense collapsing here in the 8th inning for the Sasquatch. That's the 3rd straight error on a ball in play. Carter Syntac will reach. Terosian will score. Back-to-back errors at short and then an error at second base. And the Moo have put up 3 runs against Aiden Torpy, but more so against the Sasquatch defense in this 8th inning. Bridger Coleman, the catcher, comes to the plate. Strike 1. With every run, Fremont getting an extra insurance run over this really good Sasquatch offense. Thought maybe with 1 run it's not too manageable, but now with 3 and only 6 outs to work with, it's a little tougher down the stretch. This is a high chopper towards second. Gonzalez falling down the throw to first is going to get there in time to get Coleman. Gonzalez makes up for it with a good defensive play there on a high chopper. He's able to get it over to first. Coleman is retired. 2 outs in the inning and runners on second and third for Parker Mooney. Check that. Not Parker Mooney. It's going to be Connor Peterson who will pinch hit. With Fucino at third and Syntac at second. First pitch swinging. Marcial is going to have to go a long way. He won't get it. It's over his head, and it goes all the way to the wall. Scoring is Fucino. Syntac is behind him. It's a 2-run double for the pinch hitter Connor Peterson, and the Fremont Moo have scored 5 runs in the inning off of Aiden Torpy and the Sasquatch defense, and now lead things 12-7. Well, only one of those runs is earned against Aiden Torpy, as the Sasquatch defense have committed 3 errors in this half inning. Caden Anderson is the 9th Moo to come to the plate. They've put up 5 runs in the inning. The second time today they've scored 5 in a frame. Only 2 hits in this inning. 1-1. So here's Caden Anderson. Torpy's 1-1. Grounded to second. Gonzalez. Throw over to first, and that will finally end this top of the 8th inning. Fremont, 5 runs. They'll carry a 12-7 lead into the bottom of the 8th inning. Sasquatch, look for a rally when we come back.
For the newest games is at the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. When you're looking for the latest and greatest games, the Lodge is the place for you, as we are constantly updating our gaming floor with new and exciting games. There's always something fresh and fun at the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort, your home for the newest games.
So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
Sasquatch need a rally, now trailing by 5. Ben Green will lead off. It's Green, Finn, and Bachman, 2, 3, 4 in the order. Theo Hughes still out there. What a turn of events for the Sasquatch in the bottom of the 7th inning in a tie ball game. Second and third with nobody out, they do not score, and then they proceed to give up 5 runs in the top of the 8th inning. Fall behind 5 runs once again. The good thing is, when they fell behind 5 runs, they immediately answered back with 4. This offense can do it. Got to get it done against Theo Hughes on the mound. 2-0, or pardon me, 1-1. That's high, 2-1. Right now, the Sasquatch just need base runners. Any way they can get it, they need to put guys on base, create some traffic. Get a chance to bring the tying run to the plate either in this half inning or next. 3-1, the count to Green. Kyle Finn waits on deck. Another good day for Green today, on base 3 times. Singled in the 5th, walking a hit by pitch as well. He scored 3 runs today for the Sasquatch. And Green walks. Sasquatch lead off the 8th inning with a base runner as Green is aboard for the 4th time today. And here comes the dangerous and scorching hot Kyle Finn, who's got 3 more hits today. One of which his 3rd home run of the season, the 2-run shot in the 5th inning, which made it a 1-run ball game at the time. And we'll see if Hughes will get a chance to face Kyle Finn or not. No move to the bullpen yet. There's nobody warming up, and that's because the arm has already warmed up. Hughes departs, new pitcher coming in, and we'll introduce you when we come back.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice strike.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Everywhere you need us to be, on the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
So Kyle Finn will be the first batter that the new pitcher Alex Oliver will face here in the 8th inning. The Sasquatch trying to mount a rally. Oliver will try to take over for Theo Hughes. He misses with the first pitch high, 1-0. Oliver, one of the Fremont Moo closers. 15 games played, he's 22 innings pitched, 4 saves and 4 opportunities, a 3.27 ERA, a whip of 1.18, 35 strikeouts to just 8 walks as well. In the air, center field, well struck. Meadows is going back. He's headed towards the track, and he will make the catch on the warning track. Retreating back to first is Ben Green. A long first out off the bat of Kyle Finn as he gave another ball a ride out to center field, but hit it to the deepest part of the yard, and that's out number 1. Well, here's Ryan Bachman. Sasquatch need a rally. They'll go to their veteran. This is the guy they'll hope can get it going. Runner on first and 1 out. Bachman through the right side, a base hit. Green will round second and head for third. Bachman will stop at first, and Green is into third base. A single for Ryan Bachman, his 3rd hit of the game. Runners on the corners with 1 man out for the Sasquatch. No matter what the score, no matter what the situation, the Sasquatch have always found a way to chip away and come back late in ball games. They've had to play from behind all game today. They have not led. Trailing by 5 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Marcial, who already has a big clutch hit against the Moo this summer, looking for another clutch hit right here. He takes a first pitch strike. The count 0-1 to the right fielder. Marcial is hitless today. In 4 trips to the plate, he was hit by a pitch once. He struck out twice, and he grounded out to short. He punches one through the right side, and there's a base hit. Green will score. Bachman will go to second. RBI single for Javier Marcial. The Sasquatch get 1 back in the inning, and they cut it to a 4-run ball game. Good approach in those last 2 at-bats from Bachman and Marcial. They take a pitch on the outside corner, and they go with it to right field. And now, here's a guy who'd love to make up for his errors in the top half of this inning with 1 swing of the bat. Micah Coleman will look at ball 1. Coleman committed 2 errors in the top half of the 8th inning. And the bat will always come to find you after mistakes in the fields. See if Coleman can make up for it. He takes strike 1 to even up the count. 1-1 on the shortstop. Coleman's been incredibly impressive with 3 more hits today. On base all 4 times. He's batting over 400 this year. He takes low, 2-1. This is game played number 29 on the year for Micah Coleman. And he has batted over 400. A lethal bat. Has some power as well. 1 home run. 3-1 on Coleman. You've got the tying run. The catcher, Nolan Ackerman, is on deck. Bachman on second and Marcial on first as the Sasquatch are threatening here against Alex Oliver. The 3-1. Drops in there for a strike and a full count. The run of Ben Green charged against Theo Hughes. He surrenders 2 runs, both of them earned, in 2+ innings pitched. The full count to Coleman. Punched foul. Well, Coleman all summer long has worked good at-bats. A batting average of 400, you can't do that if you don't work good at-bats, but Coleman has done it. 23 walks in 28 games played, over half of his at-bats, quality at-bats. Sees a lot of pitches, and he hits a lot. He takes on 3-2, and it's outside, ball 4. Did not swing, and the bases are loaded, and the tying run will come to the plate. What an eye there from Coleman as he takes just off the edge. Bases loaded, and here comes the catcher, Nolan Ackerman. If you're thinking about 1 swing of the bat, I'm not sure if Ackerman is or not, but if you are, 2 home runs on the year for Ackerman in 14 games played. He's got the power to hit one out of the yard, but of course the Sasquatch right now would just like a base hit. He takes in the dirt, ball 1, stopped well behind the plate by Bridger Coleman. 1-0 to the catcher. The bases full of Sasquatch with Bachman at third, Marcial on second, and Micah Coleman over at first. In the air, left center fields. Drifting over is Tarosian. He'll settle under it and make the catch. Tagging from third is Bachman. The throw comes into third, and he will score the sac fly. Staying put at second base is Javier Marcial. The Sasquatch get 1 run closer as Ackerman has his second sac fly of the game, and it's just a 3-run ball game. Some more power will come to the plate in the form of Patrick Rakes. Rakes has been a little bit more quiet over his last few games. He's 0 for 4 today, just 10 for his last 44, batting under 250 in the month of July, but still over 300 on the year. Looking for a big hit here with 2 outs and 2 on, representing the tying run. He cuts through the fastball. Strike 1 to Rakes. Alex Oliver came in to replace Theo Hughes. He's worked into some trouble, facing the tying run as Rakes fouls this one right back to the stream. And the count moves to 0-2. 5 runs in the top half of this frame for Fremont as they took the lead. Only 1 of those runs earned off of Aiden Torpy. And now the Sasquatch have answered back with a pair, looking for more. The 0-2. On the corner, strike 3, and Rakes is down looking for the 3rd out. Sasquatch bring home a few. They get closer, and after 8 innings of play, the Moo lead it 12-9. Top of the 9th inning, Isaac Bonner will lead off for the Moo. And he looks at ball 1. It's Bonner, Meadows, and Josh Blount. 8-9-1 in the Fremont order, scheduled to bat here against Aiden Torpy. Cuts through that pitch. The count goes to 1-1. Torpy has now thrown 86 pitches. The Sasquatch will try to get 1 more inning out of Torpy, 3 more outs, and hope that the offense can tie the ball game in the 9th inning. Chopped, second base side. Torpy will go off the mound and underhand to first. 1 up and 1 down for Torpy. Looking ahead to the 9th inning for the Sasquatch, they'll have Gonzalez, Nelson, and Green, 9-1-2 in the order as the scheduled 3 batters. We've got Danny Cook possibly on the bench, could come in as a pinch hitter. 9th spot in the lineup, Miles Meadows. And Meadows takes strike one. Torpy with today is going to be done for the series. He won't be able to pitch tomorrow or Sunday. And if the Sasquatch don't win today, that'll be a massive blow for their hopes of making the playoffs. Strike two on Meadows. 3 for 4 for Meadows today. Swing and a miss. The breaking ball gets Meadows. 3 pitches and a strikeout for Aiden Torpy. 2 up and 2 down here in the ninth. Well, that's his dad cheering him on right in front of our press box. Sasquatch need one more out of Torpy, and then they'll need a lot more offense in the bottom of the ninth inning. 2 up and 2 down as we head to the top of the lineup. Josh Blount up for a 6th time. Goes after the first pitch and fouls it off. 12 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for Fremont. 9 runs, 14 hits, and 3 errors for the Sasquatch. Down low, 1-1. Torpy 92 pitches today. This is outside. We have not seen a Sasquatch pitcher throw over 100 this summer. A couple times in the 90s, but we have not seen triple digits. Blount reaches, perhaps Torpy's the first to do that after not throwing more than 44 in a game this year. In the air, right center field. This is hit pretty well. Going back on it is Green. So is Marcial. It drops in to right center field for a base hit. The throw comes into second, and it's late. It'll be a 2-out double for Josh Blount here in the ninth inning. It's the 5th hit that Torpy has surrendered. 5 runs for Torpy, but only 1 of them earned. After that top of the 8th inning where the Sasquatch committed 3 straight errors on 3 straight plays. Ground ball to short, and then a ground ball to first. This is chopped towards first. Finn gloves it, and he'll take it to the bag himself. That'll do it for the top of the 9th inning. Last hope for the Sasquatch. Do they have a rally in them? It'll be Gonzalez, Nelson, and Green scheduled to come to the plate in the bottom of the 9th inning when we come back.
So surprising. So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
The last hope for the Sasquatch, down by 3 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Matthew Gonzalez will lead off. It's Gonzalez, Nelson, and Green, 9, 1, and 2. going up against Alex Oliver, who will try to close this one down and give Fremont the win. 12-9 in the bottom of the 9th inning as Gonzalez takes strike one. Sasquatch need a couple base runners before they can bring the tying run to the plate. We've got power in the middle part of this order with a guy like Kyle Finn due up 4th in the inning. Gonzalez out in front, 0-2. Gonzalez swinging a hot bat lately. Base hit in the 6th inning. He's been on base 3 out of 4 times. 0-2. And he goes down swinging on 3 pitches. Alex Oliver retires Gonzalez, and there is one away in the 9th. Here comes Seth Nelson, 0 for 5 today, 0 for his last 10. Sasquatch need him to get on base in a big way. First pitch low, 1-0 on Nelson. 3 strikeout day for Nelson atop the Sasquatch lineup, a bat that's been so good even up till 2 nights ago, where he had a 6-game hitting streak where he was batting .400 on that stretch. 0 for 5 against the Spuds 2 nights ago and 0 for 5 today. Still batting over .300 on the year. Returner from last year. Would love to get a spot in the playoffs after they missed them last year. The Sasquatch didn't make it in 2023. Nelson Bachman, among others, returning from last year, would love to get a shot in 2024. 2-1. Chop towards short. Fielded there by Sintek. And the Moo are 1 out away. Stay tuned as soon as this ball game is over for our GP Local post-game show. We'll have to do it in a hurry with fireworks night here at the ballpark. As soon as this ball game is over, we'll take a quick break, and then I'll wrap up today's action and look ahead towards tomorrow and Sunday. Tomorrow, another 6:05 first pitch with our coverage beginning right here on YouTube at 5:40. Last hope for the Sasquatch is Ben Green. 2 outs and nobody on. Alex Oliver's first pitch is outside, 1-0. Green, another really good day. Despite only 1 hit, he's 1 for 2, and he's been on base 4 times. He scored 4 runs. 2-0. Kyle Finn on deck with Ryan Bachman representing the tying run, still sitting in the hole. And the count moves to 3-0. It's a 4-pitch walk to Green. Sasquatch have some life in the 9th. Kyle Finn will come up, and if he reaches, the Sasquatch will bring the tying run to the plate in this half of the inning. Finn's had a great day. He hit a 2-run home run in the 5th inning to go along with a couple of singles, and even his 2 flyouts were really hard-hit balls. He's hit everything hard today in 5 at-bats. He takes strike 1. 0-1 on the tall right-hander. The outfield playing very deep on Finn, nothing over their heads. Checked his swing, did he go? He did not. And the count's 1-1. Fremont Moo trying to improve to 32-18 on the year, while the Sasquatch are hoping to avoid falling to 29-19. Swing and a miss, and the Sasquatch are down to their final strike. One and 2 the count. Alex Oliver trying to finish this one off for Fremont. Kyle Finn at the plate, the pitch. It's fouled straight back. Just got a piece of it to stay alive on the fastball. A little bit more adrenaline going through everybody's veins right now, with the game on the line. Oliver delivers. Swing and a miss. And Kyle Finn strikes out to finish this ball game. The Fremont Moo hold on to win it 12-9. 5 runs in the top of the first inning. The Sasquatch came all the way back to tie it at 7 apiece. In the top of the 8th inning, 5 runs, only 1 of them earned for the Moo. Sasquatch tried to mount a comeback in the 8th and 9th innings, but couldn't get the job done. And Fremont captures the win here tonight. 12-9, the final score. These two teams back in action tomorrow night with another 6:05 first pitch catch our coverage at around 5:40. Stick around. GP Local post-game show is coming up in just a few, and that's all coming up right after this.
Be fucking real, man. Come on.
Show. The Sasquatch fall to the Fremont Moo today, 12-9, the final score. Fremont gets the job done. Looking at the playoff situation now, the Sasquatch have to win both of these next 2 games against the Moo, and they have to get some help with the Prospects losing one of these next 2 against the Sodbusters. Meanwhile, the Moo only have to win one of these next 2. They don't need any help in order to clinch, and the Sodbusters are hoping that the Sasquatch win both of these next 2, and that the Sodbusters also win both of their next 2 against the Prospects. And honestly, with the Sasquatch and their bullpen in the shape that it is, it's going to be a tough road for them over these final 2 games. They'll hopefully roll out Luis de los Santos tomorrow in a game that they need to win, or else they'd be eliminated. And we'll see how the bullpen shakes up behind de los Santos, depending on how deep into that ball game he can go. Aiden Torpy will be done. He won't be able to pitch either tomorrow or Sunday. Jordan Bowman is probably done for the rest of this series, and you have Russell Peterson perhaps on Sunday. So starting pitching-wise, if you roll out de los Santos tomorrow and Peterson in Game 3, you feel decently confident, but now at the same time, even if you win both of those games, there's no guarantee you make the playoffs, as you need some help from the Prospects down the stretch. Well, the Sasquatch can't get the job done today against the Fremont Moo, and they fall in Game 1 of this 3-game set. For all of us here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, for video production intern Stephen Hogenkamp, I'm Ari Wall saying so long, have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you tomorrow for Game 2 of this 3-game set.